Hello, everybody.
No, there goes our competent one.
Mm-hmm.
We're all screwed now.
Guys, he's left us alone. Quickly, let's nuke Golodon.
Queglod
No.
just gets back. What did you do?
You left
We-
it. Okay,
we
in our
broke it.
defense- No. What we do? Our response is just in our defense. You left us unsupervised.
Oh, man.
I do like how Queglod's just like the overworked single parent
With 5 kids of different races.
with 5 idiot children.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, even the smart ones are idiots.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
No, especially the smart ones.
Especially the smart ones.
I don't know what you're talking about. Just because I wanted to
Right.
hug the big puppy doesn't mean a thing.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
I'm fairly certain there was a certain situation involving a dragon and you trying to, or something that could speak Draconic, and then you tried to be friends with it, and then it tried to murder us.
When was this?
I feel like I'm remembering that, but I don't know from when. I feel like you tried to befriend something and it did not go well. Is it a dog or something? I don't know. It's been a long fucking campaign, guys.
Yeah.
no
And
idea.
I'll be honest, I've been in so many campaigns that did you or did you not attempt to like do something diplomacy-ish to the Cerberus in the arena that one time?
Cerberus? Not that I know of.
Oh, I don't know. It's been such a long campaign, and there've
The
been
only
so many other campaigns.
The only Cerberus I remember is the Bessie.
I thought it was a Cerberus. You remember the one I'm talking about, right, Chris?
I don't think I ever had something like that fight you in the arena. I had
Well,
displays of
yeah.
beasts, but
No, it wasn't Displays of Beasts. I can't even remember what it was for, but I know
Harlan?
that, like, yeah,
You okay, mate?
no,
he's tired.
I'm tired in my brain. I swear this did happen, though. I will think back and try and think if I can remember anything more accurate about it.
Okay.
Please do, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't either. But that doesn't surprise me for my side of things.
Oh no, I remember. It was when we were doing the you remember the fights where we were either fighting against a team or some beasts.
Oh,
Yeah, it was one of those, and there was, I think it was a Cerberus or it was some other type of dog, mythological dog creature. And
Slag Tiger?
oh, it was a chimera or a manticore or something.
It would have been a chimera.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever running into a chimera.
Okay, well, I know this happened. I feel vaguely validated in that, like, this did happen at some point. I just can't remember anything.
It may have.
Anyway,
Who knows? Anyway. So, hello everybody.
Simon's still not here, actually.
Yeah, I know. I'm here with Sudz,
Hello.
Harlan,
Hello.
Sam,
Hello.
and Jamie.
Hi.
We haven't got an Infernal. Unfortunately, his internet's gone out. He will be joining us at some point if his internet does come back up. We'll see. And Simon's gone to get food, but Simon will be back soon, hopefully. And then
Unless he has been eaten by
food.
evil creatures, specifically sprouts.
No one likes sprouts.
I like sprouts.
I like
You're a monster, Jamie. You're a monster, Sudz. Okay, I will say this. They can be made tolerable with enough red currant jelly or cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Harlan, I have a new task for you.
Mm.
Actually, no. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make an alignment chart based off of what you like with your sprouts. Where lawful good is sprouts are horrible regardless of what you put them with.
Yes. Lawful evil sprouts on their own. No, sprouts with powder sugar.
Uncooked
No, wait.
sprouts.
No, that's chaotic. Uncooked raw sprouts is lawful evil. No, wait, that's true evil. Chaotic evil is sprouts.
Sprout sex toy?
Is just sprouts?
It's sprouts rectally inserted. No.
Hmm.
I was gonna. What else is a disgusting thing?
Sprouts with a side of coleslaw.
Oh God.
Ooh, coleslaw.
I like
Oh, don't you dare! Don't you
Coleslaw.
dare!
I like coleslaw that doesn't have onion in it. It's got onion in it, it ruins it.
I just love coleslaw.
Coleslaw is quite nice.
What is wrong with you people?
In fact, I did actually just sit down yesterday and eat a pot of coleslaw.
Same.
First of all, coleslaw. There is no D. Second of all, you monster.
Cold slaw.
Yeah,
Coleslaw.
true.
You may
Coleslaw.
have your coleslaw cold, but that is your own issue.
I mean, we have cheese slaw and spicy slaw in the
I'm
where
sorry.
I work.
No,
It's got
Hot
jalapenos
slaw.
in it, and you got cheese slaw,
Chris.
which has cheese in it.
Chris. That is called coleslaw with cheese and coleslaw with jalapenos. Don't make up new words. Tell the marketing team for Co-op to fuck off.
You know what they need now, Chris?
Hmm?
Jalapeno cheese slaw.
I already did that,
Mm.
but
Oh, good.
it
I need
didn't
that.
do too well.
I need that.
What you have to remember, it was sold in England, and we invaded the world looking for spice and decided we wanted none of it.
We made our own. It's called tea.
Oh, also with the
No,
roast
we didn't make our
cauliflower-
own. We stopped that fact. We forced people to sell it to us, and we gave them heroin.
Quick
That
break.
seems like a good trade to me.
Yeah, no, it was kind of destroying China.
Yeah, it was really not good.
That's somebody else's job now. Anyway,
on a nice,
away
on a
from
nice
political.
note, speaking about cheese, with my roasted cauliflower, we had some extra mature cheddar cheese sauce, and it was, I kid you not, the best fucking thing I've ever eaten.
Sasha, what are you going on about?
Well, this was the most interesting 8 minutes of the beginning of the campaign. So,
Oh, absolutely.
actually, no, I tell a lie. The time Elsyan got punched in the dick was funnier.
Oh yeah, that was
Of
great.
course. that was great. The dude deserved it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why do I
All
put
right,
that?
so Simon's not back, but we've given him a fair amount of time. Hopefully, he'll return soon. So, let us begin. Last session, our party of adventurers, Elsyan, Queglod, Sasha, Malcom, Bern, and Rook, had proceeded to adventure round Golodon. They didn't have much else to do, so they decided to follow on their instinct of exploring the Orms Festival, kicking back and otherwise enjoying the town, with Bern otherwise healing up after a successful resurrection, or raise dead spell cast on him. The party proceeded to explore, Rook going into a battle with an individual known as the Living Fortress, a strong individual who would otherwise test him to see if he was worthy of seeing the Promethean flame, learning that it was just some form of test which he couldn't really fail. Rook was defeated, ultimately, by the Living Fortress, but was commended for being better than his previous trial, I guess.
Predecessors.
Oh, yeah,
Predecessors.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, no, my brain couldn't find the word, that's fine.
I always hate it when that happens because you're like you come up with like the worst possible description of it, like
Exactly, I know that feeling. I just did it.
oh
Right.
oh I had some lovely solid milk earlier.
Cheese.
Ice cream. You mean ice
Or
cream?
cream.
No, not cream. Cream isn't
All of
solid.
the
You have
above,
solid
actually.
cream. Don't
Creme
eat it.
fraiche. There we go.
All of the above actually. I had ice cream for dessert as well.
Either way.
Anyway,
And so as the party explored round, they found various shops, people, and bits that otherwise interested them as they reached the northern side of town. The people were busy. They were talking, enjoying themselves, and they found that there were people there otherwise going about their day, but there was a rather large number of them. And so the party approached this large crowd. So, what to do?
I vote we behead them all.
No.
I
let's-
disagree with this.
Let's be a bit more measured. We don't want to be kicked out.
We've got the competent one, guys. Back.
Oh, competent one's back.
No.
Oh, also, detail maps like this were made in Incarnate. Dungeon maps like this were made on
Nice.
Dungeon Better Studio. Audio's from Tabletop Audio, and playing designers for the artwork. Alright, carry on.
See? See?
Nice.
I knew we forgot some.
Right, okay. I've got to have a look at what they're looking at then? Question mark? Why
Okay.
am I asking a question?
Looking at the crowd, you kind of peer over to see what they're getting a look at. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Can I roll one also? I'd like to
I got 17
Oh.
plus. I don't know because I can't open my internet at the same time.
Okay. 17 plus something, that's fine. As you're kind of looking over and seeing what they're looking at, you see a shop which is, by the looks of it, it's got a similar design to the surrounding buildings, but it's more made of a structured wood. The front of it is carved with various bits of detailing across the front in a very fancy design, and you see that it is called Fox's Familiars. You see various individuals otherwise queuing to go in, and other individuals are coming out with what looks to be children or other younger members of family. But there are also adventurers as well who seem to also be queuing up to go in. But otherwise there's a relatively large group of people, and you can see that there are rather large number of stalls around this area which are selling various things like meats, some are selling grains and basic produce and fresh food.
Okay. Now, how good are we as people, guys?
We're waiting in line.
Okay, no, I hear you. But what if one of us were to suddenly become crippled?
Wait, no. Just remind me what. Sorry, I'm also tired of blanking half the time. What is it they're queuing up again for?
To go into a
Fox's
shop called
Familiars.
the Fox's Familiars.
Yeah, but why?
Familiars.
You don't know.
Animals. Animal friends, Elsyan. Animal friends.
Animals are food or no, then. Animals are friends. Suddenly,
Looks over at Malcom. Malcom is angry.
5 minutes in the mouth.
Malcolm. Hi, Malcolm.
What was that you were saying, Elliot?
Nothing at all.
I mean, technically you're right. Most animals are food, but they can also be friends.
What is it that sharks say have a saying? Fish are food, not friends. That's it. No. I got that wrong. Different play.
Was that the locating of Nemo?
Yes, it was. Do the dwarves get plays?
Oh yes, we have a booming dramatical theatre.
Oh dear lord. Just the booming of the terrible dwarven voice. Oh, at least you can be heard. That's good for you.
Yeah, good projection. And we've done wonderful work with echo chambers to make sure everyone has a clear view.
Ugh. Sound.
Are you waiting in line or?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely, yes.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
waiting in
We're
the
having
we
this
are
conversation while
standing
you're
in line
in line.
having
Okay.
this conversation.
Okay, as you're standing in line, your entire party there, you can see various individuals being let in. The large barn doors are otherwise wide open and people are queuing. You can see that as individuals are heading in, there seems to be a relatively tall elf, otherwise standing there, black hair, relatively short, bits of spikes kind of shooting in all directions. She has what looks to be several scars and marks across her face and arms, which are otherwise bare, wearing a sleeveless, cut fur-lined jacket. But she otherwise stands there taking what looks to be bits of coin for tickets and so on. As you get closer to the front of the queue, you can see that there is a sign which is 2 gold per entry.
Okay,
And
what are the first of all, what are the chances of her marrying me? Second of all,
None.
Roll me an insight.
nope.
Yes.
Oh God! Please
All
roll,
right.
Chris.
19.
Yes.
She is already married.
Damn it!
She has
What a try.
she has a ring on her finger. You do not know who she is married to, but you know.
Look, you don't know. They
Yeah.
might be into that.
Oh goodness.
Either way, she
Oh.
looks to be married. And as you get closer, it says 2 gold per entry, or this is per person. Children are costed at 5 silver each, and a bag of feed is 1 silver.
I'm a child.
Says the
I
married
mean,
one.
I was gonna say, Queglod, do you think maybe, you know,
It's not like it's too expensive for us to afford.
look, Queglod, it's the principle of the thing. All right then.
I've just twigged. Hang on. Am I the youngest one out of all of us here?
Oh, absolutely yes.
Yeah.
23. I am a child.
You are a child.
Oh, you're not.
Although
Oh.
technically I am also a child, but just barely. And in dwarf, I'm 50 in human years. I'm just like 18 in dwarf years.
Dwarf is your 18. You're 18 on the cusp of 19. I looked up the actual figures.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm younger than you. Rook.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm 21.
Oh, he is younger than me by 2 years.
Anyway,
Oh my god, Malcolm is baby.
as you get closer to the front of the
Goo
queue,
gaga.
Bern is going to not state
Adult
his
for 50
age.
years. Bern, don't try it.
He's older than you, though. We already established this last
Well,
Yeah, we've
Dwarves-
established he's been the same age for ages. He's just, you know.
yeah. Age doesn't affect vampires, therefore it doesn't matter.
Therefore, he's baby. He is baby.
session. Anyway, as you
I
get
am
closer
still
to the
150 years old. Just making that clear.
Oh my god.
as you get closer to the front of the queue, you can smell some of the general smells of like animals being kept, not necessarily wet fur, but a dry interior. Otherwise kept as it is, the smells of a petting zoo of some variety. And as you get closer to the front, as they're let in, the elf, as she stands there, kind of looks over. Oh, group of adventurers then. So, looking to all go in. It'll be 12 gold amongst the group of
Okay.
I put 6 forward.
I'll put the other 6. Yeah.
I
Put the
just
other
have
six.
6 gold in
Very
my
well.
inventory, and I don't want it to still be there.
No drawing of your weapons. It does spook the animals. No matter what happens.
All right,
Okay, only paintings.
all right.
If you are...
Aha.
Are you looking to buy any bags of feed? Animals?
Oh, yes, all right. I'll buy 1 bag for myself.
Which ones? Carnivores or herbivores?
Back
I will go for carnivores. Anyone else want to go for herbivores? Or...
Well, go for the
Uh,
herbivores and then we'll feed you to the carnivores.
Oh, lovely. Very, very. How lovely that sounds. I'd rather not do that. So,
Fine. I'll get the
carnivores.
herbivores.
One for carnivore,
Yes.
one for herbivore.
Yeah, sure.
if anyone else wants any, though, you're more than welcome to. I just, I'm, if this is one of, what is it? What exactly? I'll be honest. I'm not entirely certain what this is as a market stall thing?
Fox's Familiars outside of festival time is usually a place where you're able to obtain and review mounts, animals that you would otherwise travel on. These include beasts of burden, they include hunting animals, and various other ones that may suit your fancy, particularly ones that come from the north, and they are intended to travel there. Traveling south, they would otherwise suffer.
Right.
The animals inside range from things such as beasts of burden like oxen and horses and donkeys to more dedicated mounts such as horses and direwolves. The hunting
Do you
animals...
have griffins?
No, flying animals is something we don't specialize in. If you're looking for griffins, I'd recommend that you look for the chill feathers. They live in the far north with the dragon knights, and they do mounts of varying types which do particularly like cold flying weather, including some giant eagles and other larger creatures and mounts, but they are typically on loan rather than for proper purchase like they are here.
Ooh, now this does sound lovely. You mentioned that generally they were creatures that would suffer in the south. I don't suppose there are any that would be. Apologies, someone.
That's fine.
One moment.
Sasha's eyes have just glazed over.
There are other animals as well, hunting animals like bloodhounds and greyhounds. They're much better in the south than they are the north, but they prefer more of a temperate climate compared to the wolves and foxes we otherwise keep. But there are a lot of various animals. Most of them are for purchase. A few of them are my own, so they are not for sale. They are the more well-trained ones, and they're the ones who more enjoy the petting zoo aspect. No climbing on the animals unless you are otherwise small enough to do so. Looks at Queglod.
Do I have permission to speak with them?
If you have the means to do so as a druid side, you can. Don't ask any questions about myself or anything else. They will get defensive. But friendly questions they are perfectly alright with. Mainly the ones that are spoken to. This will include some of the dire wolves and some of the foxes who are used for tracking. They're used to talking with people. The hounds and the bison typically are not, or they will otherwise be boring, as we found out. But,
Okay.
Sorry, I had the world's most obnoxious knocking on my door.
It's fine. What's wrong?
That's a joke only you and I will get. Chris.
Yeah, I know.
It was actually. Hi, can I just
Oh no.
Shut up.
Right, where were we?
Here.
I don't know.
Come closer.
You were probably asking
Yes.
about if they had animals that can work in the south.
Yes. Is that true for all of them, or do you have any more heat-resistant creatures?
Don't set them on fire.
In terms
Sasha.
of desert climate, none of them would otherwise suffice in that. But in more of a rainforest climate, maybe the bloodhounds. But most of the creatures are used to more of a temperate climate or mountainous terrain. They're not used to jungles by any means, nor swamps. They'll be used to something which is a bit drier or softer, but not too dry like a desert.
Right. Well, the thing is, I work a lot in the forge, so I just wondered, is there anything that would be not bothered if they happened to be around forges for a long period of time?
We don't have any that are part of the petting zoo, but we do have some. They're more under the guidance and restrictions of the Arena of Steel, salamanders, mainly.
Ooh, that would be. Well, I'll have a look around, but is it possible, do you think, to talk to them?
I could arrange something, but I'll say you'll have to do that outside of the festival. This is a petting zoo on the inside, so if you come back on the, I'd say within the first day of the festival ending, I can probably have a meeting arranged.
That would be absolutely lovely. Thank you so much.
But if you are looking for a purchase, it will take me a little while. I'll need to contact the High Templar or High Chancellor and speak to him on regards to if you are allowed. If he knows you by name, then as adventurers, then I don't think he would otherwise object. It's not a tool of a low-grade policy.
Right.
It'll be allowed, most likely.
Well,
but
Sasha Smashfist, just to introduce myself. Thank you very much.
Name's Desi. People call me Wolf, though.
Pleasure to meet you, Wolf. I grasp it. Firm grip.
Firm grip back. Well, if you'd like to take up your feed and head in, you may stay as long as you need to, but please do not get in the way and follow the one-way system. It makes things easier, and if the children are bothering you, just let their parents know. If there are any unescorted children, leave them be. It's their parents' consent, and they otherwise have to sign to enter here if a child gets eaten. Hasn't happened yet, but who knows?
Right. Well, if a child's about to get eaten, I'll step in then. But other than that, sure.
Of course.
Step in.
Please, you'll go on in.
But yes, I'm not going to let a child get eaten. Like, come on, Rook. God's sake, you've got kids, man.
Survival of the fittest, baby.
I'm with
I actually had 7 kids, so I've only got 2 left.
Okay, look.
Joking.
Yeah, I'm afraid. What would your wife say about that, eh?
On the note of survival of the fittest, I think
she'd be a single parent.
Yeah, 100%.
Look, I'm just going to say I have no love for children, and I've had parents that weren't the best. Good.
Right. Shall we?
Let them die.
Yes,
Sorry.
inside.
Okay. As you otherwise head in, you see the
Oh, are they all dead?
No.
This is a really sad.
No, that's not the one I wanted.
Simply
That's
look
the one I
around
wanted.
and view them. There's a horse's ass over there. And
That's
look,
first thing
there's...
Sasha
Harlan.
finds.
Harlan, we've talked about
Sorry.
singing on stream like 100 episodes ago. Okay.
Okay, but I just want you all to be imagining that everything Chris says is being said by Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka.
Sure.
I hate Willy Wonka.
As you head inside, looking around, you can see that there are families otherwise standing around at the edge of pens. You can see that there are large ox that are otherwise feeding, and the children are handing them kind of small bits of hay as they chomp on them. You can see massive woolly and fluffy bisons otherwise standing around in their various bits of or kind of sections of pen of varying different colours. You see some are brown, some are black, and you see one that otherwise stands on its own that's completely white but is much larger than the others, and it seems to be getting a fair bit of attention from various individuals. You see a few druids that are manned around this area, seemingly keeping the peace from the animals and the people. As you kind of get a look around, you can see horses, you can see donkeys, you can see various beasts of burden on that side of things. You can see a few gallant war horses currently outfitted in their armour are currently standing very noble and just trotting around their pens lightly. And a few areas down, you see behind a slightly more secure pen are a series of dire wolves, 2 of which are currently laid on top of each other, and one of which has its which is otherwise laid on the ground with its head poking out between 2 bits of the bars, and a kid is otherwise petting it on its snout.
Oh, I love them. Well, we're getting dogs, right? I think that's fair to say.
As you look further round the room as it circles round from the central pens, you can see to the right-hand side are a large variety of hunting dogs in kennels. You can see that there are a series of bloodhounds that are otherwise yipping and otherwise happy that there are guests in over there. You can see that there are a series of greyhounds. A few of them have a larger pen and are otherwise running around very energetically. As a kid throws a bit of meat over, they all rush towards it and proceed to kind of just tear it apart. You see that there are a small group of foxes that are otherwise curled up in one large ball, one ball at the back, and you can see a few baby foxes otherwise just jumping around just outside, but none of them are engaging with the children at the front. And you can see next to them is a large pen filled with what looks to be about 10 to 15 wolves. A few of them are stalking the edges of the area, and that one is double manned with druids. But otherwise, there is a large number of them of varying colours: whites, blacks, browns, and greys.
Nice.
So,
Oh.
you proceed to move through, first of all making your way towards the ox and the bison. Is there
Hey,
anything
look,
you would...
Rook, it's you!
Oh, I have a bison at home. By the home, I
Oh.
mean in our inn.
Rook, don't talk about your wife like
She's not in our inn.
that.
If she was in our inn, I would not be going back to Adamantia. Fuck.
God.
Don't worry, I'm going to tell her you said that, though.
Look. If you do that, I'll tell her everything you've said about her.
I would like to say she wouldn't believe you, but after this,
She
I
absolutely
think she
would
probably
believe.
would, yeah. Then we'd all be going. It'd be a complete team knockout.
TPK.
If we go down,
I didn't do it.
we all go down.
The 420 party
Nope.
gets TPK'd.
Yeah.
Hell
That's
hath no fury like whatever the fuck her name is.
an angry wife and 2 hyperactive kids. We'll be doomed.
Doomed, you say?
Right.
Oh, man.
So,
Right.
you are casting Speak with Animals, Malcolm?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep Speak with Animals up at all times in here.
Okay.
How
Casting
long does
Speak...
it last for?
10 minutes, I
It
believe.
lasts for 10 minutes.
Ah, okay.
Casting
I
Speak with
might do the
Animals...
same.
Hmm?
I might do the same.
Up to you. I mean, it would use
Yeah,
one
I'm
of
gonna
your
do the same.
very valuable spell slots.
One of my 2, I think I got. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. The two of you casting Speak with Animals. The room immediately becomes, or going from a children otherwise talking to their parents and the parents encouraging them, to a very loud sound from across the room where you can hear the bloodhounds otherwise going, "Children, pets, friends, pets, meat, food," and just from the other side of the room. You see, or from your local area, you can hear the bison going, "Oh, now the kid wants to give you food. I know." And they're really slow talking, relaxed. You can see as you kind of look and listen to the horses, you can see the war horses there like, "That one's checking out my armor, isn't he?" It's like, "Oh yeah, he loves it. This is amazing. Can't wait to get back into battle. Get back to the north, right in
Look
your
at my glistening
fields.
flanks.
Look at this, my glistening armor. Stop showing off." You hear from one of the mules on the other pens. "Stop showing off. Kids like us, though. We're slower
I
and
see, red
gentler.
boy.
We're not as proud as you." As you continue on, you can see as you get to the dire wolves, the two in the back are otherwise remaining silent. The one that's closer to the kids just goes. He's just sat there with his snout sticking out. Goes, "A few more inches, I can nibble it right off." And one of the druids kind of turns to him and he goes, "I'm not going to. Just
Good.
keeping you on your toes." Just looking at one of the other druids.
I look at the druid. That one's a handful, isn't he?
"I'm not a handful." He sits back up and kind of looks over at you. "I'm not a handful. You wouldn't know."
It was just joking. I play
fair
with
enough.
direwolves all the time.
Yeah, fair enough. One from experience then.
Yes.
I
I
would-
kind of show my still torn clothing from the beginning that we're all torn up from playing with direwolves.
So, Chris,
Yeah.
what are the chances of me being able to bring a salamander along with me in day-to-day stuff, or...
Depends.
Hello,
Hey, we have an
Infernal.
Infernal!
Hey!
Okay, give him the proper respect. He's not just an Infernal, he's a Doctor Infernal. He's
And
earned
he left.
And he's back.
And he's back.
Oh,
He's
hello.
back. Hello.
that. Hello, you're
What a
very far
doctorate.
away.
He got a doctorate in memology.
Sitting on my bed like 2 feet away. Hold
Oh, right, my son.
Yeah, he was just sat there enjoying himself and then suddenly connected Discord and goes, huh? What was that sound?
literally in bed, and I hear ding. I'm like, oh shit, internet, and then I hear, oh, you sound far away.
Hey, I don't sound like that. And
Nice.
in my defense, I had a mouthful of sausage. Take that as you
But... yeah, I will.
Oh boy.
Instantly hears typing.
Oh god, that's gonna end up. Where's that gonna end up? I wonder. Oh look, Chris is typing. Chris was typing the quotes channel. What a surprise!
Yep, that's me. Alright, so, Dr. Infernal, to catch you up, or should I say Bern, you're in a petting zoo.
Yeah, we sold you. You are now
Yeah, you're-
part of the
They
petting
sold
zoo.
you. You're currently in a petting zoo. You are surrounded by ox, bison, horses, donkeys, dire wolves. There are bloodhounds, greyhounds, foxes, and wolves. Currently, Speak with Animal is up with 2 of the party who are listening in with what's going on. The other dire wolves.
Exactly.
Ow.
We found a petting zoo. We walked in.
Yeah, there's
Well,
a
actually-
petting zoo during the festival called the Foxes Familiars.
So we went in.
Yeah. And I might be getting a salamander
Later, but yeah.
after the festival.
Hmm.
You know.
As you
How are you planning on buying this, Sasha?
Oh, I still have a load of gold left. Remember all those gems I sold?
Oh, right.
Elsyan just scowling at you.
Oh, that's funny.
But the other dire wolves at this point go, "Oh, just lie down, we want to sleep. Either play with the children or stop talking." "Oh, fine." He lies back down and his snout pokes out the door again. The children begin patting him again on the snout.
Well,
"Maybe we'll have a word later."
alright.
Okay, I do not understand what they are saying, but I want to give them a cuddle.
Sure, Sasha.
Again,
Don't
if
give
she
it up.
wants.
A cuddle.
Good head.
They said you can if you want.
Okay, I am going to go give them cuddles.
If you're gonna buy anyone,
You won't be able to get into the pen, but you can pet their snout.
I am
Oh.
petting the snout as affectionately as possible. Like,
Wait.
Harlan, Sasha, boop the
What?
snoots.
Do
Boop
not
the
I
snoots.
want to boop the snoot.
do not boop the snoot.
Boop the snoot.
No, don't poop the snoot. Okay.
Vulcan, I implore you, do not.
The snoot.
Oh, yes, that was the point of the frog, wasn't it?
As you,
Built a planet.
yeah.
Well, no, then Sly Marbo was like,
Anyway,
Anyway, as you move down, you boop the snoot. It's soft, a little bit squidgy on the snout, with the fur around it. Otherwise, prickles up a bit as he lightly growls. But otherwise, it's just for show. As you pet him on the snout, the other children join in.
I can't understand you like the others can, but you are absolutely stunning.
I know.
Look at this fur, those teeth. Oh,
I'm just gonna laugh about that.
he says he knows, Sasha.
as he should. Look at him. Fine figure of a direwolf.
Those horses don't know what real pride and honor means.
There's too showy.
Okay,
Alright.
I don't understand.
I'll
Animal?
get out.
If I
I'll
do
get out some of the.
understand
I'll get out some
snobbering.
of the carnivore feed and be like, "Would you like some?"
Then tongue pokes out the end.
There we go. There you go. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me pet you, and you're doing good work with the kids. Have a lovely day.
And
He said, and you.
Aw. God, I'm really tempted to get a dire wolf now. Ah,
Sasha,
I love animals
What
so
money?
much.
Oh wait, that's right. You got money from selling stuff.
Yep.
okay. Rook used to have the herbivore feed. The animals that would take it are typically the ox and the bison and that kind of thing. So
Okay, alright. Well, I'm gonna go over to the bison. Yeah, the bison.
which one? There is the pen with the brown and black ones, or there is the single white one.
I'm gonna go with. Hang on. What's the most responsive out of all of them? Or looks the most responsive, considering it's
There's
low?
quite a few in the other one with the brown and black ones. They seem to be enjoying the company of the children more. The white one's getting a little bit of more attention from the adults, and is otherwise getting a little bit of feed, but he doesn't seem to be too attentive.
Okay, I'll go to the brown and black ones then.
Heading
Give
over to
them-
the
And give them some feed. I'm gonna ask, what's their favourite food? I want to treat Gertrude. I don't actually know what her favourite food is.
Probably grass. Maybe carrot stalks. Probably grass.
Okay.
But we'll eat anything green, maybe yellow.
Perfect. And do you have any favourite spots for scratches?
Behind the horns, between the ears. That's the best spot. Hardest to scratch. Horns get in the way.
Stupid horns.
You. I am going to treat Gertrude when we get back to carrot stalks and scratches between the horns or behind.
Okay, but also do give this guy the scratches he's so dearly.
Oh, I'm
craves.
gonna 100%
Yeah.
give him the
But
scratches.
don't get his hopes up and then
And the feed.
not give him the script.
Oh no, 100% he's gonna get the feed and the scratches.
You kind of reach up with your hand, you give him a scratch, and that's boy goes. His head like slowly begins to tilt that way, ever so slightly as you then proceed to feed him. Begins twisting more and more, head almost turning 90 degrees before he kind of brings it back, like shakes his mane and kind of steps forward and just places his head on the edge of the railing. Some of the other kids kind of reach up to give him pets on the snout and like rub his fur. And some of the adults
Nice.
begin lifting them up to help them scratch.
Perfect. Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go catch back up with the party because I've managed to get the information I need.
Heading back round with the party. The next stop, you see the bloodhounds. As you get to them, they're like, "Oh, more friends, food, food!" They begin like running around, and the rest of you are just hearing rampant barking from the bloodhounds.
Sasha,
They want food.
they do.
Oh, hello there, little ones. I'm going to give them many pets. Right.
As you go
I've
over
only
and kind
got
of
a-
reach up to give them pets, each of them like begin shoving each other out the way for the pets.
And then I'm going to start handing out food with my other hand.
As you do, they begin taking them and taking bits, and some of them begin running around. Some of them begin tug-of-warring with the bits of meat.
A lot of stuff.
When they start tug of warring, I'm going to go, play nice.
One of them kind of lets go and proceeds to move back over. Goes for
And
another
I
bit.
hand
of
that
food.
I hand that one its own bit of feed of the meat.
They proceed to otherwise
Good
move.
boy.
They move around. They kind of and proceed to continue like enjoying the company in this moment. The greyhounds in the next one. You see one of them.
Yes, I go over to all of the dogs.
The greyhounds rush past the kennel, and one of them goes, "On your left," and just rushes past one of the other ones, which seems to be slightly older, and goes, "Ah, not what I used to be." And just stops and begins panting, just sitting on the floor.
Oh, the moment I see him panting, I'm like, "Oh, here you go, here you go, fella," and hand over some meat.
Takes it. Thank you. Begins nibbling on it.
Yeah, I can't understand them, but I assume I could see what was going on to some degree.
The other one rushes up, kind of waits. There's my food. Do I get food? Do I get pets?
I'll give him pets and a small nibble.
No.
Old timer deserves more food.
You gotta be polite, Sasha.
I am being polite. He was rude to his doggy friend, so now he only gets slightly smaller bit of feed as opposed to what the old timer gets.
That's fair. Oh. Takes it and rushes off.
See? That seems to have been fine.
Oi. Sasha and animals, I swear.
As you move on to the foxes, you can
I
see
will be
that
firm but fair.
As you move on to the foxes, you see the adults are otherwise lying there, kind of resting. As you see the kids are otherwise playing and yipping at one another. As you speak with animals here, and I cast Fireball! I am the great wizard of the north! And you watch it stands on its back legs, raises its paws, and kind of slams them down on the ground.
They're wizards!
As they proceed to roleplay being adventurers with one another, another one goes, I am the great lord of Winterfell! And just charges at him and headbutts him.
Hey, Sasha.
Are there dice on the floor, Chris?
Roll me
Is there a stack of books in the corner?
Oh my
roll me a
god.
perception check, Elsyan.
What was that, Rook? I was too busy watching these foxes.
Hey, Sasha, if you want to get on their good side, tell them that you're an adventurer. They seem to be very pro-adventurers.
They are.
They are role-playing adventurers right now. One's cast Fireball, so you know.
The other's the Lord of Winterfell.
Bear with me, Chris. Bear with me. My perception. That's still a 12.
Okay. Looking at, you can see there are a number of rocks which are nuzzling around, but you don't see any books.
Interesting. How can they roleplay with no system added on? It's the rules that make this. Nothing else. We decided Elsyan is a rules lawyer.
They're more like this.
Oh god, Elsyan's a rules lawyer.
I'm going over to pet the foxes gently, and I'm just going to sort of be sort of quiet and like let them come to me if they want to, and hold out a bit of food.
Okay. As you kind of wait, some of the other kids are there as well, otherwise waiting, but the foxes otherwise ignore them as the kids are otherwise busy playing, and as they look over, they see the rest of you and they go, that one's like one of the guards. I know. You think it's an adventurer, like some of the others. You don't know.
He
like
is
the
an
outdoors.
adventurer.
Yes.
That one talks to us.
Yes.
Mom, that one talks. At which point you watch as one of the other foxes kind of stands up and walks over. Kind of looks over at you, takes some of the meat, and goes, "Thank you.
You're welcome.
You woke me up."
You're
Turns
welcome.
back around and wanders back. Drops the meat down by them, and the pups continue to play in the meat that's otherwise given to them.
Hey, Rook. I cast Firebeard.
No, don't.
Oh my god.
I don't want to start trouble in here, Sasha.
Yeah, that would probably be bad now that I think about it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Such a moron.
Moving
Says you.
Moving on to the final one, you see the pack of wolves. Some of them are otherwise prowling, but otherwise not much talk from them. There's light chatter and whispers between them, but they're not actually talking, like as if they would be trying to keep secrets from you lot. They otherwise remain. They keep their distance. A few of them wander over and just like let the children like brush their hands through their fur, but they don't otherwise snap or anything like that. And they seem to just be enjoying the company, but they're not making a show of it.
Yeah. I'm holding out food for them, and just like a small pet with each bit.
They take the food and they let you kind of run your hand through their fur along the back. That's about the most you get, many of them.
That's fine. I'm alright with that.
As you kind of reach into the bag, you have an extra bit of meat. And as you hold it there, this will be a dexterity saving throw. 19 minus 1.
Jeez.
Do you wish to fail or do you wish to succeed?
Fail.
I will fail.
Okay. At that
I'm
moment,
not. If something wants to eat this food, I'm not against it having it.
as you hold the bit of meat there, you watch as there is a flurry of flurry of white that blurs across your vision. As the rest of you watch as a large snowy owl grabs the bit of meat and flies up to the rafters and otherwise picks it up and proceeds to eat down on it.
Well, hello there.
Ooh, too slow.
Oh, got a fast little in here, don't we?
They said you're slow.
Not true. Not completely out of the way. I am quite slow, but they're also very fast.
Interesting folks. Adventurers, almost.
Yeah, you wouldn't
Yeah.
be far off.
Oh, what's it saying now?
It's established we're adventurers.
Oh yes, definitely.
Adventurers always want eyes. You'll
Well.
find me around town, flying, swooping, diving, clearing up the rats and the mice that otherwise talk shit about me.
Reckon his foes. Rook just giggles to himself.
Those
No.
rickety rodents got rickety wrecked.
If
What's your name then? Good sir.
you ask who I am,
Yes.
Yes.
I am Winterwing, one of the many friends of Wolf.
Ah.
Nice. Oh. Damn.
If you need advice or direction, if you see me, call out my name. If you have food, I will help you.
Okay. That's good to know. We need to keep food on us, apparently.
I always have food.
Perfect. Of course the druid would always have food.
I cook for everybody in the mornings. What do you expect?
There is also that really valid point. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
As you kind of finish up with the wolves, the druids on the other end, they kind of gesture for you to head off. As some other individuals also end up leaving, you leave the barn. You head back out into the outside, and you can see that there are other individuals currently traveling around the various stalls, investigating the food and the other produce in the area. You can see someone selling what looks to be a rather interesting square bit of meat that's otherwise compacted onto a kebab that's otherwise toasting. You can see that there are some individuals selling grains and vegetables that seem to be a little bit more hardy for this temperature, or root-like vegetables, so potatoes, carrots, some sprouts in the mix, along with cabbages and other similar produce. Looking over, you can see various individuals just selling all manner of things that you could otherwise look for as you proceed to explore the town further. Do you wish to stop by anywhere?
What's the time?
Right now, given the time that you spent wandering around and that you're heading back towards the center of town now, you'd probably be looking at around nearing midday.
Nearing midday. Okay. Whereabouts is the Promethean flame?
Right in the middle of town, so you're on your way to it now.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna hold out. When we get to the center of town, I want to go check out the Promethean flame.
Anybody else? Yep.
I would like to see if I can speak with the. Which one would I know would be technically running the town? Chancellor?
With the way the system works, the Chancellor and the Templar are on equal footing, but the Chancellor would typically be the one who handles the economy. The Templar will be the one who handles the defense.
So, do I know which one I would have to go to get a permit?
Haven't we met both?
You've met both. It would probably be the Chancellor for that.
Okay, then I'd like to go and see if I can speak. I'd like to see if I can speak with the Chancellor.
Okay. Either way, as you're heading to the center, you travel past various shops owned by individuals. You travel past stalls and individuals selling a lot of goods. You see a few taverns as well along your way. One of which I don't believe you've come across before, which is the Bronze Fang. As you travel past it, you can see that the exterior of the town is otherwise, or exterior tavern, sorry, is otherwise very decorative, with the sign lightly swinging in the cool breeze that travels through. You can see a few individuals are heading in and out of the tavern itself. Other than that, you wish to continue, or?
Hold on, can you describe that again?
So the Bronze Fang is very decorative on the outside. It is a single story, kind of the same design to the surroundings, with a kind of a smooth slated roof. And kind of getting a look at it, it seems to be that there are people heading in and out, kind of more on a casual basis, rather than just going in, drinking, and then leaving.
Seems different than a normal tavern.
Want to go check it out?
Should we? Once we've been, do we want to check it out now or after we've been to the Promethean flame?
I mean, we're here now.
Yeah, I mean, saves coming back on ourselves. We can quickly
That
drop
is
in and have
true.
a look.
Oh, all right. Let's have a
Suppose so,
little
yeah.
look. But remember, if we don't like it, we can just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I just don't want it to be one of those situations where we go in and we feel like we have to buy something. You know when you go into a market and you're like, oh no, I've stopped here, and then now the person at the desk is talking to me, and I'm like, oh god, I have to buy something.
Yeah, no, I think we're fine. Oh, and Malcom, I think it's Harlan you're looking for.
yes. I knew his name. I just didn't know which one I'd have to go to get the permit.
Okay.
Heading inside, you see the interior of this place is a smooth stone floor, little bits of carpet here and there, set up in the various bits of the corners. You can see the interior is well decorated with what looks to be boards of some kind, and looking at them, you identify them as bounty boards and job boards. You can see that there are quite a large number of adventurers that would otherwise sit through here of all varying expertise. You can see as they all sit around, some of them speaking and talking to one another, others wearing much heavier armor to other people, but quite a lot of them are otherwise sat around talking and enjoying. None of them seem to be drinking, and as you kind of get a look, you see the menu contains 2 items: boiled eggs and vegetable stew, and the drinks consist of water and milk.
I want some milk.
As
I
you
think
get a look around, you can see that behind the counter you can see what looks to be a fairly grisly looking dwarf who's currently looking through various bits of coin, kind of looking at them. He takes a small bite of them and then proceeds to place it in a pile before going through the other coins that are in front of him.
Milk.
Okay. Well, Malcolm's going for milk. I'm going to ask, what exactly is this place?
Malcolm.
Wow.
Can I smack Sasha for that one?
You can. Smack Sasha. It doesn't hurt her, nor does it hurt you, but easy enough. You just a ting on the back of the head. As you approach, the dwarf kind of looks up and goes, "Oh, what you're after?"
He's after milk, and I'm curious. This place, it's considerably different to everywhere else. What exactly goes on here?
It's a bounty hut. You want jobs, you want to get paid, look at the board over there, look for jobs. If you're after food or drink, we got a very few options.
Okay. Right. And you can just take any job we want to take?
Yeah.
Don't have to sign up for a membership or...
No, tell what you want. You leave the bit of
Okay.
paper though. Somebody else beats you to the job, tough shit.
Nice. Should have let Elsyan talk to you. I'm sure Elsyan would have loved this conversation. Looks Elsyan.
You say you don't
Hmm.
like talking
What?
to me.
I know.
Oh,
I like talking to you, but...
What's
our
going
elf.
on? I'm very confused. What's going on?
No worries.
Our elf is a very particular kind of person who
Yeah.
is the word. Do you? I don't know. Gollum, does the word "full of themselves" translate here?
Posh twat is what it means.
Exactly.
Yeah,
there-
exactly.
Hey, I identify with that comment far too much.
there
I accept what I am. Why can't you accept me for what I am? Huh?
Nice.
Except that Sasha's a messy blacksmith. Oh, I don't know anymore.
an upsettingly attractive blacksmith.
I never said that.
I totally ship you two still.
What you're talking about?
I'm still sad about wolves. So you know.
He slides
I'm
a
sorry.
glass of milk over to you, Malcolm. 3 copper.
I'll more than gladly pay that for you if need be.
I'm just seeing if I have copper. Alright, yeah.
He takes the copper, and as he takes each one, he bites down on it, bends it, and places it in a pile.
Oh, could I go for a single boiled egg?
I don't know why he's doing that.
Single boiled egg, 2 copper.
Thank you.
Ugh.
I hand over 2 copper.
Takes them, bites it, bends it, places it on the pile,
Can I tell why he does it?
checking if they're counterfeit.
Interesting.
He checks every copper piece.
Every coin he gets, that is his one character trope. Every single coin he's given.
Well, in this case, he got a platinum piece that he then had to give me back stuff, so he vested it on 1 platinum piece. But all right.
So, are you sure you want?
Give me copper, not
Coin.
platinum. I don't work.
Well, we don't...
I hand over 2 copper for her.
Oh,
Thanks.
fuck's sake!
Bites
All
into
right.
it and places it.
All right. Okay. I hand you a. I'll hand you a platinum piece, and we'll organize a decent thing.
We probably should go to a bank somewhere and get you some more denominations of coins.
This is really an issue. I thought everyone took platinum cards. I mean, coins.
Why are you trying to use cards, Sasha?
We sell vegetable stew and boiled eggs. We're not exactly the highest drive society.
Oh, I know that, but I mean, like, it's money, you know.
Sure, you must be. Oh God, I'm trying. I started.
Anyway,
finding-
thank you for my boiled egg.
And thank you for everything and your time. Yeah. Cool.
I'm not eating the boiled egg. I just want to bring it with me.
He's petting a boiled egg.
Okay. Well, this is.
Should we check out that bounty board whilst we got the time?
I was gonna say after this whole thing that goes on, after this whole festival, I think we should definitely come back and check this place out for bounties and stuff.
That's fair.
Because
Yeah, I'm down with that.
we're
Right.
all a little strapped at the moment. It'd be quite useful to get some gold in.
Yeah,
We're richer than we
I-
used to be.
that's true.
I mean. Yeah, coming back here wouldn't be too bad.
Right. Let us head to the flame.
Okay, we'll keep walking to the city centre, while looking round still.
Yeah, want to see.
Oh yeah, like
Of course.
10 out of 10, like doing the window shopper thing.
Yeah,
Let's be tourists.
let's. Oh, tourist.
Egg.
Can I hand you an egg? These troubled
Inane
times.
That
Trying
was
that was us.
entirely my reason for getting it. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. All right.
Might I offer you an egg in these trying times?
There's gonna be a point where you revivify one of us and then just offer us an egg.
Oh my God! Come
And
back
it
from
is
the dead.
going to be, and it is going to actually be green by that point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Sasha, I will die quick enough to stop it being a green egg.
Oh man. We're gonna forget about this long con. End of the campaign, one of you dies, gets revived by true resurrection, and just like, can I drop you an egg in this trying time?
We're gonna lose our minds.
We will. Alright. So are you taking a look at the bounty board, or were you heading outside for...
I'd say it's probably best we don't look at it now, because then we might get tempted to do a thing.
Yeah,
and then
check
we
out
can't get
after.
it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna try and take a peek on the way out, though.
Okay. Getting a look at the bounty
Like,
board.
okay, if there's something for 1,000,000 gold, then we can think about it.
Most of it seems to be very base jobs. The highest paying that you can see from this distance is 100 gold.
Oh, peasant money.
And it's various things like help my cow's gone missing, or things such as my basement has a mouse infestation, or
Oh my god, it's the classic.
some of my roofing has fallen off. Need help replacing. Most of it seems to be very low end jobs. These are things you would do at level 1 to get a bit of short change. But
Maybe at the end, come back and ask if he's got any more, well, better jobs. higher skill level jobs.
you imagine that what people have done, just from a general understanding of how the bounty board system would work, the people have probably accepted the quest, torn the piece of paper off, and then walked off with the piece of paper so that people can't take the job. So that means that any of the high-end jobs, people are actively standing up, taking, and then walking off so others can't get them. So, if there are high-end jobs, it's typically going to be you have to get there first.
Okay.
Okay. As you head outside, you begin heading southwards towards the central furnace. On your left, Sasha, there's something which does catch your eye. No check for this. You see what looks to be a set of large breweries, currently in place, and you can see there doesn't seem to be a particular name for them, but you see the brand is Chargrains.
Oh. Well. How am I spelling that?
C-H-A-R and then grains.
Grains?
Grains like grains of sand, or grains of rice,
Right.
or grains of...
Right, got it.
I don't know.
Child grains. Okay, and is there a check I can make for that?
I'll say this would be probably just a dwarven history check. So just a regular history check, really.
Please, it's cat people.
That's a
running
natural
into it.
20. So
Good.
being part of the
That's-
previous brewing family business, Chargrains is a barley wine business.
Ooh.
They grow the barley particularly along the side of the mountains and just to the east of the forests as well. It gives it a slightly irony flavour, but it makes it very worthwhile. The brewing process takes slightly longer than most wines, given the most barley wines, typically given the type that it's being brewed. But nonetheless, they are a relatively not famous, but they're a well-known family in the north, and they have a fair bit of business here in Goladon.
Ooh. Now you guys have got to try this barley wine. It's good stuff.
Okay.
You do remember seeing it on the
Very well.
menus on most of the inns.
We can grab some from the inns, I think.
Alright. Get some when
May-
we
may-
have dinner.
Yeah. Maybe it'll show up with the what do you call it? The drinking competition.
Maybe.
By the way, you note that as you continue heading down, heading through town, you eventually reach the large central furnace and forge area. As you reach them, you can see that the doors are wide open, but there aren't many people forging on the inside. Most people seem to be selling weapons, shields, bits of armor, ingots, just for sale. As they're standing around in their stalls. Looking around, you don't see anything.
Why can they sell shields?
Looking
They make
around,
good shields.
you can see that most of the people here have kind of a large diversity of different things that they are selling. Each person seems to be selling individual items or a small array of items. The one who's selling ingots goes up to black steel in terms of quality, as well as having a few white steel ingots to go with as well. But otherwise, they are proceeding to just flaunt their goods as they would. None of it's enchanted; it's just base stuff. So if there's any armor or weaponry you'd like to pick up, now's your chance.
No.
A fucking gun.
As you are heading inside towards the Promethean flame, you head in and you see the High Templar otherwise standing there. He looks across your group, kind of noting your arrival, before kind of giving a slight look and goes, "Alright then, let's get this over and done with." As you travel in, as he leads the way, you see there are a series of guards otherwise walking with him. You travel past all the forges, you travel past the typical fires and the anvils, and you see the guards otherwise leading the way as other individuals move up to what seems to be a small iron double door. One of them kind of moves up, takes a set of keys and unlocks it as the door is opened and a light rush of heat rushes past you all. Heading in, you can see the High Chancellor is otherwise standing there. He kind of bows his head in a gentle manner and kind of steps to one side. As you move in and you see the large forge in the back. The doors are closed and locked behind you, cutting you off from the outside world. Doesn't seem to be any chimney in this room. There's no windows. Only one door is locked. And as the door is locked, the cold air and the rush of air and wind slows to a still. The heat emanates, but it's not damning, it's not dangerous, it's just dry. You can see the large blue and gold flames crackling and prickling their way up as they slightly aglow from a bright purple coal bed below, a kind of a deep, thorough heat. The well-placed and well-crafted stone masonry that covers the circular base of the main forge flame itself otherwise lies there, and what would otherwise be, to the rest of you, would be a simple light blue anvil. Those proficient in blacksmithing see a brilliant mithril anvil placed at the center of this room next to the forge. A set of personalized tools hanging on the wall to one side, each of them made from a composition which, Sasha, you are very familiar with, as you see Mythark tools otherwise designed and created, hanging by chains to the side of the wall, each of them having a lock on the wall itself. You see a large cauldron sitting to one side of the forge flame where the weapons or whatever would be made here would be quenched. And you see positions where individuals would stand and otherwise in place, with strikers otherwise laid down on what looks to be small stands where individuals would stand and strike during the metal working process. The room itself is dim, but otherwise the blue flame illuminates the entirety of the room as it crackles and burns in that position ahead of you. Rook,
Okay, is it just me who wants to dive into those flames? Oh, anyone?
Yeah, they do look very pretty, don't they?
Might want to take your armor off first.
Yeah. Well, it's made of dragon scales. That's technically a biological matter.
True, but for the intents and purposes, it would consider the be affectable by heat metal.
Yeah. All right. In that case, taking off the armor.
Are you actually going to spend 10 minutes taking your armor off?
Do we have any time limit on how long we're supposed to be in here, or what?
Not particularly, no. But he was here for the flames.
And that is my purpose.
Oh, yeah, you do that. Whilst you're doing that, I'm taking off this armor and I'm going to stick my hand in there at least.
I apologise for him.
It'll
I'm
only
going to
it'll
approach
take
the
a few
flame.
seconds to take a gauntlet off. You don't
Okay,
just
I'll take a gauntlet off. That.
I'm going to approach the flame and offer the axe to the flame. Or up to the flame, anyway.
As you wander closer to the flame, the axe in your hands becomes hot. You find it a little bit difficult to cling to it, but with the gauntlets, they help. You hold the axe, and as you reach forward with the axe, placing it within the flame, you watch as the flame pulls the axe from your grip. Bern and Sasha, you two recognize this, and you watch as the flame, in flickering, as bits of it flicker and begin to reach forward, almost like hands grasping around the axe and pulling it in. As the flame otherwise rides there, you watch as the axe goes from its slightly darker composition of the dark steel that mainly embodies it, as it goes to a charcoal black, and you watch as streams of dark smoke begin to plume off of it. As this happens, you watch as they pull away and draw away from the axe itself. You watch as the flames flicker around it as the smoke is consumed and drawn in and down towards the coals below. You watch as the axe itself goes from a dark-stained coloration to a lighter brown, one which you recognize as the axe's original appearance. As the axe begins to drain this dark coloration, the axe begins to glow with a light blue energy. The flames continuing to flicker and burn it as the axe erupts into a flame. You kind of shield your eyes for a moment as you step back and try ever so much to watch, but it's difficult as it burns your eyes. You stand there and squint before, as you're able to look back, you see the axe floating there. Same form, same colour. Nothing's changed, except the symbols along the edge that are otherwise mostly faint to those who do not have time to inspect it are aglow, with a bright coloration and flame to them, with 3 of them being well marked: the moon, gauntlets, and the flame now lit. As the axe floats towards you now, the dark smog being pulled back to the axe as it begins to cling to it, what do you do?
Take the axe.
As you reach out and grab the axe, reaching lightly into the flame, you grab a hold of the axe, at which point the rest of you watch as the High Templar puts his hand out to the right of him to the side, almost as if barring you from moving forward. At which point you watch as Rook takes it, he staggers backwards and collapses onto the floor with a clank as his armor and the blade hit the floor. The rest of you otherwise stand there watching this, as the High Templar stands there motionless with his hand remaining outstretched, barring you from going forward.
He's dead again. I'm going to be so pissed.
We're going to take a quick break there of 1 or 2 minutes, and I would like the rest of you to move to waiting. Jamie or myself will call you back when we are finished with our small conversation.
Okay.
Again, if you die, I am killing you.
Oh, thanks. Bring me
If
back.
you die,
Slap me
just
to
to
death.
kill
Good
you
luck.
again.
As he dies.
Alright. So we'll take a quick 1 minute break there. Just because I need to head off for just a moment, and then when I get back, Jamie, we'll go through your little vision, shall we?
Okay, I'm gonna quickly make a cup of tea. No, I'm gonna grab a bottle of water.
Yep. All right. Be back in a mo.
I'll see you in a sec.
I'm back. Right. No Jamie just yet. It's fine. Gives me a chance to prepare. So, how are you all doing, chat? Got a very interesting development right here. Have to see exactly what they do. This could certainly be an interesting development, to say the least. Let's see here. Right. Welcome back.
Well, I ended up getting a mushroom instead.
Okay. That's
I'm just eating mushroom.
certainly an interesting one.
2 mushrooms and an apple and a bottle of water.
Okay.
Right.
As you reach forward, or form kind of taking it, you reach forward and you grab the axe. In that moment, you feel your body begin to swing and sway as you lean forward. Your body passes through the floor as you are flipped upwards, standing now upright, as your entire perspective of gravity shifts. Your entire body standing in a new location. You have the axe in your hand. You can see the burning 3 symbols on it are now aglow with completion. As you stand there and look out, you get a look of the area. It's different, what you remember. You hear a howling wind as it rushes past you. You stand on the top of a frigid mountain. The ice around you completely casing the area as you shiver as this sudden wave of cold washes over you. You feel the warmth of the axe as it's still warm in your hands as you hold it there. And you look around instinctively. You turn, and as you're kind of looking around, seeing various things around, you see that the ice in this area is otherwise platforms, like large, gigantic stairs of some kind. You see the wind howling up ahead as the clouds form a ring pattern above you with a central eye, which otherwise splits the clouds from the sky and the atmosphere above. As it howls and whirls around you, you feel cold still, holding onto the axe. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go up the stairs.
Okay. You begin to travel up the stairs, moving as best you can. The stairs are about 15 feet high. As you move up to them, you try to grab on. It's possible to climb, but it's going to be very difficult.
Okay. Is there any way round them? Like slopes or anything that I can go up?
As you wander along the edge trying to find where they are, you see that you are on the inside of some kind of circle, or almost like a stage. As you wander in and around with a layer down, and as you move around, you see a stone form. A knight of forms, spiked armor and helm in the draconic design which you saw a few times before. First, you saw when you were fighting, when you went into Blood's tomb the first time. And the second, when you went into the Blind Butcher's sealed chamber.
Hang on. Is this where the dragon's nest was, and then we had to offer up the gold in the central part of it?
As you look around, you realize where you are. A sudden realization of, I've been here. As you look down in the center and the wind calms, you see the central altar is cracked, snapped in two. And you see coiled around it a gargantuan white dragon, currently asleep, as it lay there snoring.
Okay. I am gonna go down to the dragon, then. Quietly.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check. Disadvantage as you're wearing your heavy armor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is gonna be great. I'm doomed. Oh.
Oh, we're above.
Oh, the one.
Natural one.
I fell down and hit the dragon.
As you move up to the edge, your armor slightly clinking and clanking, you slip on a bit of broken ice and you fall, landing on the ground below. As you see before you what looks to be another statued figure, otherwise standing there with its weapon in hand. The dragon raises its head and looks at you.
Okay.
But then
Do I
looks
know?
round. You watch as it lifts
Okay.
its mouth and says something in Draconic which you cannot understand.
Would
Before
speak
it's-
with animals work?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
As its wings beat and it flies lightly into the air, looking around, scouring the area. You don't seem to exist. This isn't real.
Okay. Alright. Can I get a look round, see if I can get my bearings to... Or if there's any, like, landmarks or anything like that that I could use to try and identify where this is?
Is in like going to the edge and looking over?
Yeah, if I can.
Okay. Taking your time, you move up to the edge. The dragon leaves the area, flying away for a short amount of time. As you climb to the edge and look over, the clouds mask your vision. You don't know where you are. You look around and you look across the horizon, you can't seem to see anything. As your vision almost pulls away, you turn and your axe has gotten cold. But as you begin to step into the arena once again, it warms mildly.
Okay, then I'm gonna play hot and cold with the axe. I'm gonna follow it until it gets very hot.
Looking around, you look around this area. You find on the third ring, the highest of them all, you find a statue standing there, holding what looks to be a very well crafted white steel longsword. As you look at it, it radiates a mild yellow glow, and the blade itself is otherwise warm. And as your axe gets close, you see the longsword in its design studded with various amber chunks along the hilt of the blade.
Okay.
You see that there is
Right.
something written on it in Celestial.
Okay. Do I have my backpack on me?
You do.
Excellent. I do have. I'm pretty sure I got some ink. Pretty sure I had ink and stuff. Just some random shit that I had. Can I try and scribble down what these symbols look like?
You do your best. Go ahead and roll me roll me a d20 for accuracy.
Okay. Please be decent. 5. Fuck
By
my life.
drawing them down, it's difficult to draw them. Celestial language in itself is curvy, and the symbols seem to flow together, meshing almost. One, you imagine it's very difficult to read, but two, this is a language of deities and celestials and divine beings. Writing it down is difficult. You try your
Okay.
best. It might be readable, but otherwise you're not sure.
Alright, okay. How was my axe responding to it?
It's warm.
It's warm. And if I put it right next to the blade, does it get warmer?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I'm gonna touch my axe to the blade.
As you touch your axe to the blade, you feel your form die once again as you fall forward. As you pass through the snow, the howling wind stops suddenly. As your feet plant within a cave. You stand there and you look around, you hear the drip, drip, drip of water nearby.
Right, okay. How dark is it in here?
It is pitch black. Currently, you can barely see with your
Goggles
dark
of
vision
night.
goggles on.
Okay. Alright. Can I hear anything except for the dripping?
Except for the dripping, no.
Okay, I'm going to ignite my axe and see if I can get a bit more of a look round.
Okay. As you ignite your axe, the light radiates the area as you raise it up. And you look around, and in that immediate moment, 1,000 red eyes look towards you. As you stand there in that moment, what do you do?
Panic? That's a lot of eyes. Okay, oh, fuck me. Are they all around me or one side of me
They are
specifically?
all around. In a complete
Okay.
dome.
I'm gonna go with getting a defensive stance.
As you get in a defensive stance, you hear the squeak as suddenly all of the eyes blink and flutter as a horde of bats swarm towards you, drowning you in the flapping of their wings as they whirl around you. You swing wildly, otherwise unable to hit them, catching on a few of them, but in the large swarm it matters not. As they flutter around you, you feel their presence dissipate as they rush past you and out past a cave entrance behind you. You hold your axe high, and looking around you, you see a smooth cave, perfectly cut and crafted. You see in the center of the ceiling itself, above where all of this is, where the bats are otherwise centralized, you see a chunk of amber that's hanging down from the ceiling in a golden casing. You look at it, and it looks identical to one of the pieces of amber on the blade.
Okay. Right, okay. Right, and that's all that's in this cave.
That's all that's in this cave, other than what's behind you, which would be the entrance.
Okay, if I point my axe towards it, don't touch it, but point towards it, does it get warmer?
Yes, it does.
Okay, right. I'm going to quickly go out the entrance, see if I can get any bearings of where this place is.
Okay. Heading out the entrance, you see that it is a climb leading up to some form of a mountain ledge. as you head up and out, climbing along the surface, slowly but surely over the course of several minutes. Climb up, and as you reach the surface, you look out and you can see a vast forest before you. Its likeness is like none that you've seen before, but you look at it and you don't think you've ever seen it before. But as you're kind of scanning the horizon, you see the trees are larger in certain places. You see that below you, down and around the mountain, you can see what looks to be a road. And you can see travelers moving across as the large forest otherwise remains there, in kind of a swaying motion, uniform.
Okay. Right, okay. Right, so I can, from out of the cave entrance, I can see a forest, the road, which has travellers currently on it, so it's an actively used road.
Yep.
As far as I can tell. Okay. Right, and do I see any form of animals or anything? Maybe indigenous to this area?
You see bats, you see sparrows, crows, ravens, and as you're kind of getting a look around, you don't see anything of particular interest that would make this different.
Okay, okay. Rightio, then in that case, is it... What's the area like? Is it snowy, coarse ground?
It is dry, and otherwise that of a basic sedimentary stone. As you kind of turn and begin to look at the mountain, you look above you, and you see the designs of an old ruin.
Oh,
You
okay.
see stone turrets and towers otherwise in place. You see walls that otherwise wrap around an old fortress. And as you get a look, you watch as a form moves across the top of the wall. A large form. Completely smooth head, greying skin, as it walks along, a stone giant.
Okay. Right, so there's a fortress on the top. It's got stone giants inhabiting it. Right, okay. At that point then, I'm going to go down towards the amber and touch it with the axe.
Slide back into the cave. As you do, you stand there and you look up. As you reach up to touch the amber, you watch as a set of large eyes at the back of the cave open and look at you, as you watch as two claws emerge from the darkness as your axe touches the amber, and the large face of a bat head otherwise emerges. One abnormally large. By the looks of it, about the head itself was maybe a couple feet across. The creature itself, without revealing its true body and form, probably looks like it may be large or larger. As you touch the amber, you feel your body and form shoot forward once again as you feel it plant firmly on the ground before you feel the light radiating heat from the blue flame. If you'd like to go and get the rest of our party.
Okay. Come on, Discord. Here we go. We can do this. Bear with it.
Yeah. Oh, you're returning.
No, we're not. How dare you?
Ugh.
The masses.
We have a Harlan missing, so I'll drag him here. He confused later. Alright.
Okay.
So as you're all standing there, the High Templar otherwise holds his hand out to the right, preventing you from acting or moving forward. He stands there and waits. Do any of you wish to do anything?
stay unconscious, I guess.
Just, hey, Rook, wake up. I hear him like nudge with my foot.
Won't work.
Why not?
Right now, he's in a state of paralysis. Give him a moment.
Ugh.
It usually doesn't take more than a few minutes.
Such a drama. Fine.
As long as you're sure.
I've seen it several times before. I know
Well,
what happens here.
Well,
Visions differ. They change from generation to generation. Eventually, after 20 minutes, you watch as Rook kind of inhales breath, and you watch as he moves to get up. Alright, there we go. You took your sweet time.
Oh my god. Just wow. I definitely need a drink after this one. Jeez. How long was I out for?
A bit.
Have I missed a drinking competition?
No, you'll be
good.
fine for that. Just
Perfect.
get into just past midday.
Very
Got
good.
loads of time. Got what, like 6 hours till it starts, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Does that happen every time?
Yeah, pretty much. The vision changes though.
Oh. Okay.
The only thing that I know is that there's 2 things that you need to get. That's all they say.
Yes. From what I can tell, that is the case. Though, the 2 things I've got to get. God, we're in for a bumpy ride.
when
Why?
aren't we?
I'll explain it to you over dinner. I'll tell you over dinner. This is... I'm gonna have to
I'll
try
be
to...
honest, we might be catatonic by dinner.
True.
You've got 3 days to recover.
True. I need to work out what exactly has happened to be able to feed this back to you clearly. There was a lot of information. Some of it is places we've been. Yes.
Well, I tell you what. We won't want to be drinking on an empty stomach. Should we get lunch, maybe?
Yes, a
Yes.
large lunch sounds good, actually.
Yeah. Let's go get lunch and I'll talk it
Yeah.
over with you over lunch.
Hey, where's a good place to get lunch?
Well, if you're looking for good taverns, I'd recommend the Merry Wolf does a good meal. Otherwise, if you're looking for something a little bit more spicy, the Cursed Axe works well. Or if you're looking for more outdoorsy food, go to the Gypsy's Lodge.
Okay.
Who lives in the Gypsy's Lodge? Wait, let me guess. Pikeys.
Not quite, no.
I know, I got the joke. It was a joke. Never mind.
Fair, but
Rook seemed to enjoy it.
yeah, the folks around here wouldn't take very well to you saying that. Anyway.
I know. But I'm doing this while Sasha is currently glazed over.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, she seems to have fallen asleep in all this. Can't lie.
She does that.
What if Harlan has just fallen asleep?
Maybe.
I mean,
So we can't tell.
probably.
Yeah, if you're looking for good things, yeah, just say her name's Fernay. She's a good egg. Speak to her, and you call her by her name, she'll know that you've met somebody who knows her. Which is a good thing. You may not let on that it's a good thing, but it is.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, I turned to the Chancellor. Said he was here too, right?
Yes, yeah.
I was actually hoping I could talk to you.
About what, may I ask?
I was wondering if I could get a permit like this one, and I pull out the permit that I have for Adamantia.
Takes it and gives it a quick scan. Ah, I see. You don't need a permit for animals to be led around the town, but giant spiders are seen as hunted in this area. You won't be able to get a permit. The same as with most towns in the north. Giant spiders are an infestation creature. They're typically not welcome. I would say it's better to keep it at home, but I can't imagine where you've otherwise leaving it at the moment.
Well, she's just currently been staying at my room in the tavern.
Well, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. There'd be too many scuffles, people trying to kill it, rather than take your word for it. Wolves can be trained. Spiders have a typically bad reputation.
Well, it was worth a shot. I wanted to see if there was a possibility of getting one for it, so. For her, I mean.
Unfortunately not.
Oh well.
Okay, shall we go and grab some grub then?
Did someone die again? What?
Nope. She's back.
No.
Sasha, you did for a while. Your eyes did that glazy thing again. We've got to tell us
I like
that.
to imagine her pupils doing like that buffering symbol.
No. What they're doing is they on one side it's got the blue screen of death, on the other side it's got the spinning beach ball of death.
Yeah.
You've got Smash on one side, PC on the other.
Blink and.
And there's, in her chest, there's just the red ring of death.
Question is: are we still with the Promethean flame?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sticking my hand in it.
Okay.
Okay.
You move
And
up to
saying,
it. You stick your hand
saying
in it.
prayer.
Doesn't hurt.
I'm going to just pray in my head to a Turan quickly.
Okay.
Just see if there's any reaction, really.
Roll me a d100. Oh, wow.
Yes, please roll you a d100, Chris.
58. No. There's no reaction, but you feel the warmth as it slightly flickers along your arm. It's not hurting by any means, and there's nothing that's being affected by heat metal, but you're otherwise safe.
Yeah, I'm petting the flame before I leave. Good discount, Calcifer.
Anybody else want to do anything?
Can I go up and close and inspect them?
Okay. Make me an investigation check. What are you hoping to look for?
See how it works and try and figure it out. You said investigation?
Yep.
This is investigation.
How much?
+2.
+2.
+2.
Looking into the flame, you look at it and seeing the arms previously during Rook's experience, you see a pair of eyes look back at you. You see a tongue, and the flame slightly shifts within your presence.
Let's see. Can I put my hand in it and try and see? Like, try and feel it.
Ryan, what, sorry?
Basically feel who its master is or something.
Okay. Place your hand in and you begin to try and commune with it in some way. As you do, you feel the flames as they flicker around your arm. Before you feel a slight breeze wash over you. Feel the flames rush past and round you. commune with the energy itself. It's strong, whatever it is. Which of the two forms did you take, by the way?
What do you mean?
Red and black or gold?
Red and black.
Okay. The rest of you watch as the flame goes from a blue and gold to black and red. As the flame shifts colours, the coals darken. The flame erupts into this dark mass and form. Red eyes, a tongue, and arms, otherwise now far more prominent. The individuals that standing there watch as the High Templar almost reacts in a manner of what is going on. In that moment, you watch as the flame grows and grows. You've seen this once before, but as it does so, you watch as the form, about 15 feet high, reaches the ceiling of this room before it bows its head, with one arm leaning in front of it as it bows its head in servitude.
I think I've managed to take this.
Huh?
Have you just broken the Promethean flame?
That's what I'd like to know. What have you done? No longer blue and shiny.
I want to know. It turned into mine.
Yours.
I own this now. You're welcome.
Look at me! Look at me! I am the smith now.
Sasha,
I
could
am
you
the
explain
fourth now.
better words?
Okay,
This is
so
Calcifer.
this is Calcifer. What you had here, that was the Promethean flame, was an ether flame before now. Or,
Yeah,
so
we knew
making this
that.
an ether forge. He's an ether sorcerer, and so when he touched it, it ended up being like, "Hey, I like you. You're
We've
my
had
dad
other
now."
ether sorcerers in here. They've never done that.
Well, this fire really liked him.
This will be a persuasion check, Sash.
As far as I understand it, this is what happened. So yes,
That was a 4.
no, I've got like a +3,
Something like that.
+5. I've got a +5, so it's not terrible. Actually,
What have you done to the flame?
Bern,
Bern,
this one's on you.
Does Bern use
Can
that?
can I make an insight check to what the fuck happened?
Roll me an Arcana check.
That 20.
As in your visions, you tamed the flame. It can now do what it once did. To revert it back to its normal form, you simply have to ease off your control by releasing your arm from it. Do you remember
Mine
what
won't
it
do this
previously
without
did?
it. Hey, can mine do it without it?
What do you mean without it?
Wait, what did you mean by it previously did? Mine or this?
Do you remember what happened at the end of the vision after you tamed it?
Oh! When it opened its mouth?
Yeah.
Okay.
In that
I see.
moment, you realize exactly what you've done, what you can do, and how to release it.
Do this at any time.
From what you can tell, yeah.
Okay. I release it.
You pull
Turn it
your
back
arm
to it.
free, you watch as the form in the flame shrinks, swirling down to the blue gold that it once was as it flickers back to its original form.
I believe I know what happened. This can now be used as a portal.
Portal? To where?
The ether.
Wait, you can do that?
Yes, I believe I can once I put my control over it.
He looked at Rook. I really got lucky when fighting you then, didn't I?
Hey, I didn't even know this was a thing.
I did, but I'll be honest, I've kind of forgotten that you could do this.
From what I'm guessing, he thinks that we're stronger than he originally believed.
Yeah. Much stronger.
Yeah, we're a little bit stronger than my predecessors, I have to admit.
Yeah, I can tell that now. Well, it's no use to us, but so long as you're not hurting the flame.
The flame is still there, it's just it transforms.
Yeah, I can tell. Okay. Yeah.
Are we available to use when needed?
So long as we're around, yeah, I don't see a problem, but... you see, he's finding it a little bit difficult to process.
That's fine, take your time.
Yeah, I
Have any
will.
questions, go ahead.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'll, stick around here, Talon, if you wanted to show them out if they're done. I hope so.
Yeah, I don't plan on breaking anything else, I'm sorry.
Let's go before one of us fulfills some ancient prophecy that breaks this entire place.
Yeah, that does happen a lot more than we'd like.
Oh god,
Just
doesn't it
once. Just once is far more than we'd like.
Well, yeah, and it happened once, so, you know, it's still more than we'd like.
Yeah, fair enough, let's go. Thank you.
Thank
we promise
you.
not to break your forge in the future.
It's fine. It'll work as normal.
I hope so.
Okay, you might want to occasionally, like, feed it a bit of scrap metal, you know.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just
That makes
standard
sense.
forge. It doesn't make any sense at all, does it?
No, it doesn't. Alright. He kind of ushers you out. As you leave the forge area, you head back out into where the other anvils are, where the other forges are that are otherwise dim and cold. No one's working today. As you head back out into the street, and back out into the people that are otherwise going about their day.
Okay. Where are we gonna go and get some food then?
Oh, what were the places he mentioned? First, what were the places he mentioned?
The Merry Wolf, which he recommended as being one of the better ones. You've been there. That's where you first set up your, decided where you were going to stay, and then you changed.
Then
to the
everyone
Cursed
changed their
Axe.
mind.
Yep, the Cursed Axe has the axages, which is a delicacy of theirs, and the Gypsy's Lodge you've never been to. You also didn't ask for directions, so...
Okay, we didn't ask directions to the Gypsy's Lodge. My bad. But what about that first place we found when we first came to this town?
We can do.
Just because we're going to be staying in the Cursed Axe all the
It's-
time.
Where's the first drinking competition? Is that one in the Cursed Axe?
That's in the Cursed Axe, yeah. The
That's
next
in the
one,
Cursed Axe.
the next one's in the Merry Wolf, and then the last one's in the Gypsy's Lodge.
Ah, okay, right. How about we ask for directions to the Gypsy's Lodge and go there? That way, at least we know where we're going.
Fair enough, just as long as we're not eating those damn axages again.
Only in the Cursed Axe, apparently.
Only in the Cursed
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can see a
It's
guard
amazing
or...
how trademark and copyright laws still work very
I know,
well,
right?
despite the fact of war's on.
I'm gonna ask a guard or someone who looks like they're around here to the location of the Gypsy's Lodge.
Okay.
Let's go ask a small child where her pummers.
No, they say that the war started because of all of the attacking on Adamantia. In reality, it was because the Alliance is trying to steal our patent for sauce axes.
My God.
I would believe it. They're good. It's not every day good. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
As you proceed to look around, you see a few guards otherwise wandering the streets. You see quite a few people as well. It is a busy day. You could probably ask a bunch of people
Okay.
just around the area.
I will just ask a bunch of people around the area.
Okay. You wander up to a bunch of people who are otherwise standing at a stall.
Okay.
What do you say?
Oh, okay. Could you tell me where the Gypsies' Lodge is, please?
They all kind of look at each other, and then one of them goes, "If you're looking for the Gypsies' Lodge, head to the eastern side of town. It's just on the inside of the wall. A little bit more northeastish. It's just past Wakeen's Wonders."
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. And let's go then, shall we? Let's go.
Wandering downtown, you travel past various people and individuals. You see Wakeen's Wonders. Queglod, you've travelling here before. You know the interior of the place, and it is a large building, otherwise mostly a storage house or trading post of some kind. People seem to be travelling in and out, but it seems to have become less busy as a course of the events are going on. People are allowed to move their goods into the outside streets. You make your way up to what looks to be a slightly more rundown inn as you reach the outside of the Gypsies' Lodge. The Gypsies' Lodge, from the outside, is a single-story, half-timbered building, and looking at it, it seems to have an unusually low. You otherwise see the place itself seems to be a little bit more rundown than most, but it isn't out of the way.
Okay. Go in.
Heading inside, you see, heading in, the low ceiling is a little bit difficult for you to walk in. You kind of duck down as you see a female dwarf otherwise standing behind a counter at the moment with what looks to be some form of book that she's otherwise reading. You see in the center of the room a large iron cauldron with what looks to be stools around it and a currently cold fire below it. You see scattered around the room are a number of tables and chairs otherwise in kind of a ring all the way around the outside, and the chairs in groups of 5 around the round tables. You see around the room also are a number of doors leading to various areas. Each of them are otherwise numbered, and a door behind the counter itself as well.
Okay.
You see that there's only a few patrons in here. There aren't too many, but there are a few.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll go find somewhere to sit and get some food.
It's not that hard. As your adventuring party moves over, you take a seat at one of the tables as the individual behind the counter looks at you, kind of steps down and moves over to you. All of you take your seats as she moves over. Are you looking for food?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Excuse me, are you? What was the name? Chet? He told us the name. I've forgotten the name.
Did anyone remember the name?
Okay, whose name are we trying to remember?
Okay, can I do an intelligence check to remember the name, Chris?
If people can't remember, if nobody remembers the name, everybody roll me an intelligence check, then please.
We were sent by Kern.
That is a far more sensible
Natural
idea.
1 on Sasha. Natural 20.
Natural
on...
20 on Elsyan.
Right, that's good enough.
That makes sense.
Frenay.
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 Are you Frenay?
She pops an eyebrow. I am.
Ah. No, just Kern sent us your way. Apparently you said
Oh.
that doesn't sound like a good
No, if you're established with Kern, I don't see a reason to push your service away.
Oh, I feel like I've made a terrible mistake.
Not exactly. What would you like to eat?
What's good?
Let's see.
Do you have bacon sandwiches?
I do. We have bacon and egg sandwiches, if you would wish. We can cobble something together.
I would like 2 bacon and egg sandwiches.
Very
Actually,
well.
3. It's been a long day.
3, fair enough. Any particular drink? We do most of the alcohols in the city.
Trap lads, we've got to save ourselves.
Well, no, a small. I'd like a small glass of barley wine, actually. The Chargrain brand, if you have it.
Yes, that is slightly more expensive. That's 2 silver for a glass, or 5 gold for a bottle.
Fine, absolutely fine, I assure you.
I will follow his lead and have the same.
5 gold for the bottle, I think, and to share.
Very well. So 5 gold for the bottle. 3 egg and bacon sandwiches would be 6 copper. Anybody
I will
else?
also take an egg and bacon sandwich, actually.
Just the one?
1, yes, for the moment. I may have something later, though.
2 copper pieces, then, please.
Righto.
The rest of you?
Do you have any, I suppose, any elven fat bread?
We do indeed.
Oh my god.
We have.
I love this
would you-
one little.
Would you prefer them as cut and cheesed, or would you prefer just the plain? Cut and cheese is when you would cut it open and treat it like
Calzone.
almost
Bit of bread.
Bitter bread. There you go. When you cut it open and you would stuff it with cheese and it melts. So
A calzone is not almost bitter bread.
calzone's a folded pizza. I know, but yeah, I've had one before. Don't worry. So yes, pita bread.
I would love some of that, actually.
Okay, cut and cheese. That will be 6 copper pieces.
I had over 6 copper coins.
The rest of you?
A bacon sandwich would be very nice.
2 copper pieces.
Just the one. And a cup of tea if you have.
Tea. Any particular kind?
Whatever's best.
Very well. And you two? Looks at Malcolm and Bern.
I'll take some egg.
Just an egg.
Yes.
Very well. That'll be 1 copper piece. And you, sir?
I'll take the same as him.
Just an egg. An adventurous lot. Very well. She wanders off. As you kind of sit there and discuss. A few moments later, she comes back with each of the plates, places them on the table. Elsyan, with your natural passive investigation, you notice that a piece of paper has been placed on the underside of your plate.
Ignores it, okay?
I pick it up. Read it, I suppose.
Discreetly or public?
Discreetly at first, just to see what it says, and then potentially publicly.
Okay. As you pick up the piece of paper, you have a look at it. You see written on it says the following: "The White Eye greets you."
The white eye what, sorry?
The White Eye greets you.
Greets. Okay. I thought I said greets.
Sex thing.
White eye greets. Anyone got any idea what this means? Keeping my voice hushed, but not.
I don't know. It might be like a similar to the Phoenix, maybe.
Does it ring any bells?
Anybody at all?
No.
Of course, this sort of thing wouldn't be simple, would it?
Nope.
Maybe it's a psychic thing.
No.
I mean, it could be a psychic thing. I'd like, let's not.
I feel like they would have gotten in touch telepathically, though.
Yeah.
Weird psychic bullshit happens normally by psychic bullshit. And somebody's head normally exploding somewhere. That's how it normally goes. That's what happens when you let untrained mystics do telepathic communications. People's heads normally go boom. I'm surprised none of your heads have exploded by being near to me, because technically I'm not trained.
Great.
It's not Psycho Rule, Sam. You can believe it is, but it's not.
Chris, let me believe that heads can go boom on accident, okay?
Oh my god, if they actually did. Just imagine, we walked into a new city. Hi, we're here to save you. It's like, oh shit.
No, everyone just goes, Elsyan, sorry, it was an accident, okay? I can't always control it. Sometimes people's heads explode when they're around me. Their brain isn't compatible with being around this much awesome.
Yeah.
Also, unrestrained psychic power that I really need to learn to restrain.
True. Okay. So, no, I have no idea about the eye.
Well, keep that in mind, but just learn about it. I don't think this is the sort of thing we should be massively public, though.
No. Is there any signs or symbols or something on any of the doors that look potentially relevant?
Nope.
No eyes, no nothing.
Nope.
Okay. Interesting. Well, we'll keep this in mind.
Yeah. Maybe we've joined a secret organisation and don't even realise we're now part of a cult. Another one.
I mean this is not exactly an unlikely thing to happen on our schedule.
It's not,
No,
is it?
one day I just want us to go to a town where normal things happen with normal people, no secret society, no demon, no undead, whatever you call that thing, trying to destroy the world.
Hey,
I just want to have a nice day. Is that too much to ask?
I've got some bad news for you. I think for as long as you stick with us, this is going to be the norm.
For
just let me
initiative,
Ben.
bitches.
You know what? I would be bored if this sort of thing didn't happen. I'll be honest. But quite frankly, it all gets a bit samey after a while. You know, like
True.
the world's ending all around us all the time. It feels wrong when the world is fine.
Yeah.
My head hurts. Wait a minute. Okay, that is never a good sign when my head hurts.
We has food. Na.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Oh, flat bread. Good flat bread. Yep. Cheese is hot. Cheese is hot.
Oh, that's the world's worst pain.
It really is, isn't it?
Hot drink.
Looking at
I'm
Elsyan,
sorry.
this is the most unflattering thing I've ever seen of him. Just flapping his mouth open.
Hand is flapping up and down just
Instead of having the indignity to spit it out, he's just going the just breathing in air to try and cool it down.
Wait, I have an idea, Chris. Could I lightly use energy beam to do a bit of cold power into my mouth?
Oh my god!
You used it on your balls previously. Go ahead and roll me a d20. See if this goes poorly.
1.
18.
18.
As you proceed to use the energy beam as best you can, you use it on your tongue and it cools. Then you get that searing pain of cold meeting hot as your tongue is the cold object, and the piece of elven flatbread that's cut in cheese is otherwise still very hot. As you proceed to cool it as best you can, you do so. Your tongue's not going to feel right, and you lose quite a bit of sense of flavour for now, but it's only temporary.
but it'll help with the drinking contest. I'll be able to taste the swill. Oh,
True.
that was really offensive. I'm sorry.
So you're all sat around the table.
Really hot. I could sue. I could sue.
My God.
No, I
You
couldn't.
couldn't.
I couldn't. There's not laws against selling food too hot.
No, actually. We live in this is a dwarven city, so
Oh,
basically the spicier the better.
Civilized. This
Oh,
isn't
we
hot.
just really
spicy.
like spicy food.
This isn't spicy. This is just genuine temperature hot, like a.
Oh,
Beer.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant like it was spicy.
Come on, I can vaguely deal with spice.
Well, I just, you know,
I mean,
you've kind of got the British accent. I just assumed that you could barely handle salt.
Nice.
Who are the British, Dwarf?
Oh, you never heard of the Britas?
I have not.
I read this
Oh,
in a
they're-
book once.
They're like an
Hey.
island somewhere. They're really angry and useless, and they like stealing people's spices and then not using them.
Apparently they like tea.
Yeah.
They sound like good people. They sound like the
do.
elves,
They
actually.
sound like the elves.
Oh no! Oh, gee.
You just fucking chop the elves.
Oh no.
Wait a minute. What if I get their help in order to overthrow my mother? Probably not a bright idea, I'll be honest.
I feel like it would cause more problems than it would solve.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the worst thing to do? Just draw a straight line down the middle of the Elven Kingdom. So that side's ours. They get to keep the rest. You know, with no mind for cultural barriers or migration lines or crop rotations. Just straight line. Just get a ruler, straight line there. That's done. They wouldn't
that
do
right?
that. Right? Right?
Sure.
Because I'll tell you, a lot of elves have done that, and that is a terrible idea. That's the sort of thing I blame for the Alliance's existence. We haven't touched the Alliance, but I blame the Alliance's existence for the same thing. Wow, when I get hot food, I get political.
Oh my
Noted.
God. Oh, my days. Right. Well, I guess I should tell you about my vision.
Oh, my yes.
Oh, yes.
Why did you let me talk for so long?
Also, we
Uh,
have. Okay, we
Elsyan
should
should
totally
talk.
like call her over at the end and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Maybe.
Yeah. Probably put it a little more politely.
Sorry.
Oh, it's alright. I mean,
What the fuck has occurred?
yeah, sure, that's the problem. That right there, that'll do. Okay. Alright, so I don't know if any of you know anything of this. So do you remember when we were originally chasing Prince of Blood? Or not chasing, but originally found the Prince of Blood and we had them trials?
Yes.
You know the one that we thought was a dragon's nest lair?
Hmm.
Yeah, it is actually a dragon's lair, and I think I've got to fight the dragon.
Ha!
What?
Or
Oh
the
shit!
one.
Yeah.
What kind of, do you know what kind of dragon it is?
That's gonna take one hell of a roll.
It's a white dragon.
Oh no,
How
I
do
like
we
white
find that
dragon.
place again? I want to find that place as well.
Oh, white
Well, I
dragon.
mean, you've got to teleport, mate. I mean, we can give it a fucking go.
All I got was when I was there. I tried looking for anything that was a potential landmark or anything like that. It was on top of a mountain, or it was on a mountain that was covered in ice. The ice platforms, as we all well know, the statues. But on the third ring, there was a statue that had amber encrest on the blade and some writing, which I tried copying, but to be honest, it's such weird writing that I struggled copying. So I'll get the bit of note out and put it down. If
Okay.
anyone can make head nor tails of that.
On the piece of paper in front of you is something written down in a language. Comprehend languages will not work here, given the role that it was. What languages do you guys speak, read, and write? Starting with Seth.
Anything else?
Derkernic and Dervin.
Dervin. Okay. Malcolm?
Just getting to it now.
Bern?
I also speak Common,
Common,
but I think
Sylvan,
that's...
Abyssal.
What was the other one? Bern?
Common, Sylvan, Abyssal.
Okay. And
Did you get it?
Queglod?
I don't speak any exotic ones, but Halfling, Dwarvish, and Gnomish.
I think Halfling and Gnomish are pretty...
Which one's Malcolm, sorry?
Do my companions count as well?
Yes, they.
Okay, so for me, I know Common, Infernal, Draconic, and Druidic.
Nope.
For B knows Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Featherwing knows Common, Draconic, and Sylvan.
Nope, none of you know the language.
Okay, is
I
it a
also don't
language
think-
we've seen before that we could potentially identify?
Roll me an intelligence check. I will say
I
those
remember
with those with 4 or more languages can roll an intelligence check.
I do not have 4 or more languages. Okay, someone else roll.
I mean, does Sylvan count as more languages?
19, Chris.
19. Okay.
Does Sylvan count as multiple languages?
Does Sylvan count as multiple language? What do you mean?
And doesn't it like encompass multiple?
No, Sylvan's its own language. It's just fancy elf.
Okay, it is not just fancy elf.
I
it
know
is
it's not, but
Technically Fae.
because I don't want to explain it, it's fancy elf.
Can I roll one for B as well, since she knows more than 4?
Yeah, go for it.
More.
B knows as well. If B knows 4 or more, she can roll as well.
I sort of see Sylvan as this, like, the elves' version of Latin. It's like a dead language, but they still make like, boarding school kids learn it. Hence why Elsyan knows it.
Okay, so
Oh no, the
18,
Cockney
yeah.
Elves are the Dark Elves.
Elsyan, you said you got
They are.
19.
Yep.
Did anybody beat 19?
I don't have 4 languages unless I used the book and.
I mean, Chris, you're welcome to roll for me, but I know 3 languages and I have a -1, so...
No, it would be 4 languages or more. What did you get, Queglod?
18.
18. Elsyan, in the
Big whale.
text that you've written, or written, read, and so on, you've never encountered this language. Not one that you typically know about, know too much about, and so on. B and Malcolm, you don't know much about it either. Queglod, you recognize it? But you don't... Well, you recognize the writing and the cursive, but you're not sure exactly which language it is.
Oh, so I recognize the script, you mean?
You recognize the script, but because of how it's written, in other words, because he rolled a 5 on his interpretation check, you can't make out which language it is. It's down to a few, but you'd need to find somebody who might be more proficient to make heads or tails of what the scribbles mean. And right now, it's just you know that it's a commonly written writing used for more ancient texts.
Okay.
So this is where your game knowledge could help. If you don't know, then don't worry.
Mr. Aboleth.
Ugh, well,
He's ancient.
He is very ancient. And we were supposed to visit him at some point, weren't we?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, I'm not sure I know exactly what this is, but it definitely should be something that we can get translated.
Right, okay. Cool, because, yeah, I tried my best, but arts and craft is definitely not something I'm very good at.
No, that's
Apparently.
fair.
Right.
Oh, this is language. This is linguistic. Never.
Look at it, it's not how I write. This is all
Oh,
swirly.
it's a different language.
Yeah, you tried
Oh,
drawing.
is this one of those,
Some
Is
of us
this one
don't
of
smash
those-
our face on a page and call that
Shit.
writing.
Chris, is this one of those arcane languages?
No.
Okay.
No, arcane languages are a little bit more rigid and constructed. This is more interlocked.
Ugh. Self-lowering.
Also, I don't suppose it's giant, is it?
No, I can read giant.
He can read and write.
Okay.
Can I do a history check? Because I remember these symbols on the
Primordial?
No, the Infernal red, that pillar, when we were chasing the...
That's true. Go ahead and roll me a history check then.
Oh, fucking hell, my rolls. Shit, anyway.
Um,
That's 4 plus something, it's not going to be enough anyway.
yeah.
Was it
Unfortunately, somebody would need to know the exact language in order to interpret it. So it's unfortunately thinking about it.
Do I know
Bern
if...
tries to read it using lore, but fails.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's
Alright,
not great
well-
on this then.
But that was that, and apparently the blade had, or the blade had amber on it, going down it, and when I made contact with the axe to it, I teleported somewhere else.
So that's probably something good, though, for you.
So yeah, the amber somehow interlinked to the two visions that I had. In the original place with the dragon's lair, the amber on the blade was what the axe wanted, and then in the second place, after I teleported, I woke up in a dark cave, a pitch black cave. I lit my axe, and I swarmed by like 1,000,000 bats. Holy crap, that was terrifying.
And that was the story of how Rook became the Dark Knight of Gotham.
Nice. And but when
Some
the bats,
people, Mr. Iron Fist, just want to watch the world burn.
yeah, they do. Prince of Blood.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Quite
Tell me
literally,
about
you
it.
want.
Tell me about it. But from the ceiling of that cave, after they'd all cleared out, there was amber hanging in a golden casing. So that was from the ceiling. I'm trying to scroll up my page with my finger. That is not how books work. Okay, don't worry.
Go ahead and
so-
tell a tale recently involved Amber.
So, God. So I went out the cave and it was out on the mountain's edge. From what I could see was a large forest with a road with travellers on it. It had bats, sparrows, crows and ravens. It was dry with sedimentary rock. And on top of the mountain was an old ruins with turrets, walls, etc. And it had stone giants in it. Yeah, after that I was like, okay. So I went back to the cave to make contact with the amber, because that's what the axe wanted. So I was like, well, maybe that'll take me something else. Just as I was touching the amber, 2 giant ass claws come out of the shadow, and a bat head come out of the shadow, and it was at least a couple of foot big. The head. So that is one big ass bat. And yeah, after that I woke up. So if any of that means anything to anyone, then by all means, great. But that was the best I could do with the visions that I was given.
I mean, I might be able to get away with a legend lore or a scry or something. I could just ask a Tauran if you like.
Sure. I mean, if any of you can come up with anything, then that would be great. But yeah, that was the best I could come up with. And I could find. But yeah, that giant bat at the end, wasn't expecting that to come out of the shadows. So yeah, but that's all I got. But the fuck me. The high, whatever his name is, said that each person sees 2 visions. What's his name? Kern.
High Templar
Kern.
Kern.
Okay, he said each person sees 2 visions. It could be completely irrelevant. It probably is. But when I died, I spoke to my granddad. He said one of his visions was an ultimate ancient evil that lived in the lockers of the dwarven. Lived in the dwarven lockers or something like that. I can only assume that my granddad's vision was of the Prince of Blood. So, and that is incredibly relevant to the axe. So I'm not too sure what the amber has, but the axe seems driven by this want for amber. And a dragon. God help us. The only information I have on the dragon, which was where my granddad died, is it is in the area north of here, or Frigid Woodlands?
Wait. So your granddad died there.
My granddad died fighting the dragon.
So, but he died there.
I don't think he died there. I don't know. When we did the scry on his body, when I had the vision of him, he was killed by the dragon, and when we did the scry on his body, we located his body to be either around here or around here.
I cannot see a damn thing.
Right, okay.
Let me copy and paste and draw an X for you to see.
Basically, what I'm thinking is if we can find out if we can locate his corpse, then we can at least get close to where the dragon is.
Well, yeah, because he found the dragon, so...
Exactly. So, and if the dragon killed him, that means the dragon had to have been there, which means it's probably at the very least near to its... It either is its nest or it's near its nest.
Yes.
Or lair, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we could just... A few more scries, we could probably get a rough idea which one it is.
Okay. But that's as far as that's all the information I can give, but yeah, there were my visions. I know that the dragon is part of what I've got to do, so I'm assuming it must be the white dragon I had in the vision, but... Yeah, as for the amber, I have no idea what relevance that has.
Look, I'll just go with it. We'll give it a go, you know.
While we're here, I might see if I can find a psychic or fortune teller.
Hey, look, we've got one right.
Looks at Elsyan. Yeah, no.
The only response you get is just a middle finger.
Yeah, there you go. So,
not that kind of psychic. I, have actual abilities. I'm not some random kook that can speak to the dead without using speak with dead. Sorry, it's a band thing,
Yeah, no, it's fine. But I might see if I can find like either a fortune teller or a psychic. And I mean, good, last time I met one, it gave me and Bern some interesting direction. So no harm in seeing what comes up next, if we can find one. So yeah. But anyway, Infernal. Or Bern. What did you do with the fire?
Stop shouting languages out. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Wait, is this written in Infernal?
Yes. So, Bern, what did you do to that fire? What? I've never seen that before.
So... While I was dead, I had some visions as well. I had nothing to do. And,
classy.
Yeah, some memories came by, flying by, everything's normal. Suddenly this huge fucking fire comes out of nowhere. Calcifer turns into this giant Chad.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry,
and
giant Chad?
Attacks with
I think it's
lure
an abyssal word for dickhead.
Oh, I see.
Makes sense.
And he suddenly attacks me with my scholar and lore. And I had to defend myself. And I ended up beating it somehow without my weapons, with the help of multiple things. And when I did, it turned back to normal, and opened its mouth. And when I entered it, I went to the ether. So I assume that is a portal to the ether.
Okay, hang on. So when you originally activated in your vision, it attacked you with Law and Scholar.
Yes, it took them and attacked me.
So you thought, while we were in there, let's aggravate something that potentially might attack us.
No, that was it. It was calcium from a fire.
Okay,
It
right.
grew abnormally large and tried to kill me.
Kinky.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that it worked out. And hey, we've got a portal potentially to the ether
But
now.
You should really get one of
I
those
also
squirty
figured
bottles.
I also figured my next step, I need to go to the ether.
Bad, Calcifer.
That's fine, because I've got to go to ether as well. Plus, we have someone in the.
Okay, lag.
In the
I
Hello.
also would like to go into the ether.
Well, looks like we've got to plan a trip to the fucking ether.
Oh, it's fine. We can just have Bern
Okay.
yeet us there via portal.
Yeah, my internet was lagging, so everyone cut out for like 5 seconds.
Good for
What was
you.
that?
You can yeet us into the ether at some point.
Yes, apparently there's a... I need to find a second part for Scholar. And Lore.
Oh,
I didn't
well,
know this, but... There's a quill for Scholar, and... What was there for Lore?
A second
A
blade.
coffee. Yeah, the second blade.
I wonder where that could be. I point very purposefully at the hilt that someone I remember someone bought.
Oh,
Wait, what?
It's made from the same thing as lore, isn't it?
No, lore is hold on. Let me check exactly
said
the
it
description of lore. No, it's made of the same material as Feng's blade.
Oh, Feng's blade. Sorry, I got them mixed up.
Lore, I believe.
Although it
Lore.
could still be.
Lore is made of galvanized mithril,
Hmm.
which is completely different to bricks.
Fun.
okay. So we need to find a second law.
Oh,
Yes, I need to-
Infernal.
Oh, yeah.
My apologies. You can read what thing he's written. You just haven't added it to your character sheet. While you have lore, you are able to understand, speak, read, and write Celestial in the modern and the ancient tongue. Should have added it to your inventory. That was a fault on both of us. I would gladly it was. Or thankfully, it was 'cause
Yeah,
I
you
went and
told
had
me
a look
that,
at
and then I just didn't write it down.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, Harlan, because your mistake led us to this eventuality.
There you go.
The writing of
I'm
what?
very confused.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Basically, Infernal forgot to update his character sheet. He now understands Celestial.
Hooray.
And the
Does that
writing
help
of
us at
what?
all?
Yes, it does,
Yeah,
because
but
the
it is
writing
Celestial.
that what Rook wrote is in Celestial, and it reads Sun's Invocation.
Sounds what?
Sun's Invocation.
Sun's Invocation.
Sorry, remind me what the mountains we went to with what's his with Maverick is called?
The Sun-Kissed Mountains.
It's not a bad shout. Might be in there somewhere.
Sunkissed. Where's the Sunkissed Mountains?
Right, smack bang in the middle of the Empire. Right here.
Mountain.
There one.
That are kissed by.
No, I'm pretty sure it was the north in the snowy area that we found
Maybe.
his body.
Wait, so what was the thing you were referring to? The writing?
That
Yeah, the
was
writing
what
that
was on
he
the
took
blade.
it was written on the edge of the blade, Sun's Invocation.
On what blade?
In the dragon's sanctuary, there was a statue that
Ah.
had swords, and that was what was written on it.
Okay.
Invocation. Okay, I wonder if that's its name. Curious.
Huh. Was this blade like related to yours or what?
To be honest, I have no idea. It seems that the axe wasn't so much as interested in the blade as so much of the amber that was on the blade. So all I can think of is maybe the blade was made in that cave and then moved to the dragon's lair. So if you can find one, you can find the other. I'm not too sure. Literally, that's all I've got. Is that I found that blade, and both places that I went to in my vision had amber.
What was the other place you found it?
It's a cave. Oh Jesus! In a mountain that was underneath or below the below a fortress that had stone giants in, and the location of it had a forest below it and a road that had travellers, so it was an actively used road. So the cave is near there. So, and it was dry, sedimentary rock in the area. It wasn't wet or snowy.
Okay.
So that one was in a different location.
Interesting. And then the same blade was in the dragon's thing.
Yeah, so the amber was hanging from the ceiling in the cave in a golden casing, and the sword, which was in the dragon's sanctuary or dragon's thing, had amber in the blade, or decorating the blade.
And your axe was attracted to it in both places.
Yeah. We played a game of hot and cold with my axe, and it got very hot round the amber, then teleported me. But
It's
it was
to find that then.
It was a very weird vision, to be honest, because it was like I was there but wasn't there. I fell down the ice like I did last time, and it woke the dragon up, and the dragon had a look around, but because I wasn't there, it didn't see me. So it's like I had a presence there but didn't. It's a really strange thing.
A semi-corporeal manifestation, yes.
Glad I wasn't actually there, because I was going to go and poke the dragon.
Oh, it would have eaten the fuck out of you.
Yeah. Well, you know, all good fun. But,
absolutely.
But it was a place we've been to because the shrine in the middle was cracked.
Fun.
So,
need to find that place again.
Right.
Okay.
In the nicest possible way, should we ask the nice lady about what the fuck is going on with the white eye bullshit?
Yes. I'm interested in that.
Okay. Who's going to ask? I think we should let Elsyan.
Got it.
Agreed.
Probably best, yeah.
I said not at first.
Nope. Think subtle, Elsyan. Go ahead.
Oh, come on, you don't want me trying to be subtle. You know I can't do that.
Your challenge, should you choose to accept it.
I don't accept
have
it.
An option, so...
I don't accept it. You can't
should
make
we
me
choose-
paper.
This is one of those situations where an ad has popped up and there is no X, there is only a yes and an of course button.
Yeah, exactly.
I refuse. I'm not doing it. No.
Elsyan.
Okay,
Do it.
people don't like me, okay? I should not be the one to talk to someone first.
Alright, okay, I will say this. Queglod, you are our competent one. If you would like to do it...
You do it. Stop
What?
passing around blame.
What, talking about the eye thing now to the lady?
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to speak with her if you don't want to, Elsyan. I only thought, since it was your plate it was attached to.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
just spotted it on a tray.
It was underneath your plate.
Just, you people can't see anything.
No, it was underneath your plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shh.
Fuck you.
Fuck
Oh,
you,
yeah.
boss.
Oh, he's playing against it. All right. Deception check, Sam. None of you get to roll an insight check. Just Sam gets a deception. Let's see how well he does.
Yeah, guys, it was on the tray. Oh, fuck it. Fine, I'm going.
Imagine him doing like the walk of shame now. It's like, oh, I've been called up my own bluff.
Malcolm starts playing the violin.
I just want this on the record that I hate all of you.
That's
Sasha
a
the
lie.
Knight.
That is also a lie.
Sasha, shut the fuck up before I melt your eyeballs. Actually, I can't do that. I can melt your brain, and that can heat up to melt your eyeballs. Can you tell that I'm stalling?
Yes, now go. I'm pushing you off of your
Okay,
chair.
I'm going. Oh, what was her name again? Shit.
Oh, I don't think I wrote it down.
Yes.
It's Fenry?
No, that's a
Infernal?
Norse dog.
No, Faye something.
Chris.
Farah?
Yes. Are you going to be a dick about this?
Roll me
I
an
can't-
intelligence check with advantage.
I can't read my own
Uh,
writing.
I want you to know that.
Because it's funny if you fail.
That's okay. That's a double. That's got to be something like that. That's still a 12.
12.
Faye,
Given how close Rook was, it's Frenay.
Frenay.
Good name.
Oh, that's an A, not an E. Right.
I am spelling it nay as in what a horse does. That is probably not how it's spelled, but I don't care. I'm going to go approach this Frenay.
Well, I'm probably missing the last bit, but it's Frenane. But
Frenay, whatever. Hello, person. Insert person's name here. He doesn't say that. He says Frenay. Frenana, whatever it is. Elsyan trying to be a bit subtle here.
Okay.
I don't suppose you know anything about the white eye.
She leans forward. What are you looking to know?
What the fuck it is?
Anything.
Anything's very broad. Anything in particular?
What the fuck it is, maybe?
You're not there, Harlan. Shh.
Stop being. Thank you. Sasha's voice in my head. Wow, Sasha has replaced the ever absent Farnsworth. That is.
You told him
not
to
a
take
good
3
sign.
days off.
I know. Elsyan doesn't remember what
And
he
he's
tells
been
his
replaced
son.
by Sasha. This is your own doing.
Why?
For the record,
Up
I
front
still
to
ship
dinner.
you two.
Right.
For the record, so do I. Just want it known. I think Harlan, you ship it as well, right?
Little bit.
Oh, happy days.
Alright.
But
Gotta
I'll
make
be
it
honest,
organic.
Sasha absolutely will leave you for the first strong buff woman.
Don't do that to him.
I don't worry, I'm kidding.
We'll turn him into a horrible incel. And I don't want that for Elsyan. All women are queens. Elsyan turns up, says no, they breathe. She's a thought. That's what happens, and I don't want that for him. Okay? I don't want that. You can hear it in my voice. It's actually wobbling slightly, and I shouldn't care this much.
Okay, look, okay,
I'm
fine.
kidding.
But I'm just saying, if you don't go soon, I absolutely will marry a strong buff lady.
Duly noted. Okay. Enough of the games. Just tell me who they are, so that we know what to actually do with a note like this.
You really weren't told anything, were you?
Not at all. We get told very little, surprisingly. And what we do get told, we tend to forget. We're not that good with memory. I needed to double check your name at least 3 times by this point. Actually, no, twice. Names are hard to remember. I've got a lot in this head. And it hurts.
As you say that, she sighs. Fine then. As the rest of you are all kind of watching Elsyan, you hear the door. As you watch as one of the other two individuals in the tavern has moved over to the door and locked it.
Oh, shit. Is this a bar fight situation?
Okay. We can do this. I've got brain powers. I can nuke this. I can probably cover the entire, footprint of this place with psychic power.
It might not come to that. Come on.
I'm just preparing in case it does.
The white eye is us. And she gestures to the other two who otherwise stand. You see what looks to be a male dwarf. He has curly white hair and what looks to be bright amber eyes. He wears a set of glasses at the roof of his nose.
Steal them.
Amber. Wow, a lot of amber this week in my life.
I'm gonna poke the axes into his
With
eyes.
bright amber eyes, wearing glasses with steel rims. He wears what looks to be studded leather armor, and otherwise carries a long sword at his side. And the other individual you see is a male elf. He has otherwise a long face for a dwarf with thick brown hair and bright brown eyes. He also wears studded leather, however carries two short swords and a sling at his side.
A sling? Really? I'll be honest. I am not impressed.
Ugh.
I'll repeat the question.
God, why is he the one talking?
I'll repeat the question. What do you want to know?
What do you want with us? Now, Elsyan obviously talking louder so the rest can hear the conversation now.
Nothing.
Nothing. Then why?
She holds up two fingers.
What?
You have two more questions left. What do you want to know?
Hold on. Let's think.
Are these people psychic? Could they give us answers?
There's a good chance of that, so we need to think about some things that we as a party would like to know.
I don't suppose you know how to access the divine forge of a Turan?
No. We're simple thieves. We know only the informations around the city. What do you want to know?
Yeah, didn't think so.
Information. City. Is there anything we want to know about the city?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything.
I mean, where do we make a profit?
No.
Don't.
As you say, where do we make a profit? She thinks
I was talking to everyone else. I'm not necessarily. It was.
So were you saying that as a group, or saying that this is the
I
intent?
was trying to talk to the group as make a decision for the thing we actually say.
Okay. I'll leave it as that.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, can someone explain to me what happened in the past 30 seconds?
I'm pretty sure only Sam is the one supposed to actually talk about things, so I don't know.
I mean,
He was
talk out
talking
loud.
loud so we could hear.
You guys know what's going on. I started talking now.
My internet's out again. Fuck's sake.
What?
His internet's out again.
Oh, bollocks.
We heard that.
Sorry, Infernal.
Dr. Infernal, remember, he's got a PhD.
Yeah, he's also gone. And he's back.
Hello?
Maybe? Hello.
I can hear you.
Unfortunately, the PhD in sociology. After the locking of the doors.
After the doors were locked, the individuals asked, "What do you want to know again?" They are thieves from around town who are willing to give you information. You have two more questions.
And we're trying to figure out what we want to know about inside the city.
If you don't want to ask the questions now, you may leave. But you've asked one question as to who we are.
What are we giving them and everything?
Nothing.
No, they're just trying to give us giving us
They're
information.
giving us some free information, and quite frankly, they seem to be three thieves that, quite frankly, look like a group of bums and or nerds or wannabes, and quite frankly, probably not worth our time. That's Elsyan's thought process on this.
Wow.
I mean, I'll be honest. They have just done a classic thing of locking the bar doors while we're still in it. And Elsyan don't take too kindly to being locked in against his will.
She just told you could leave if you want to.
Yeah, but they've still locked the door.
So
Oh, and
good.
really
Lock
high
the
pitch there for a
doors so
second.
that nobody else comes in. They're
Still.
hiding if they are.
Still, this is Elsyan's
Okay,
thought
okay,
process.
okay.
And quite frankly, they look like a bunch of bums anyway.
Wow.
I'm assuming you're not saying this out loud.
No, obviously not. Come on, why did you take Elsyan? He's a
Yes,
smart guy.
I believe Elvian
He's
would
not-
say so.
He's having this entire conversation with Farnsworth, but Farnsworth isn't there.
No, I'm having this entire
Nice.
conversation in my head with the imaginary Sasha next to me. He's still in the same line of sight to the real Sasha. I'm so confused.
Hey, Elsyan. It's me, Mini Sasha inside your head. You know what you should do?
What?
Ask her out to dinner. That'd be funny. Do it. Do it. Do it!
Oi,
No.
Just imagine like a constant stream of do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
We want
Excuse
to know
me.
about this city.
I don't know. Like,
Like, what in the-
You can ask
We'll be honest.
questions later if you want. You know where we'll be.
we will.
Yeah.
Well, that's
we
good to
will.
know.
We'll come back.
Unfortunately, we don't know enough to ask a question.
We don't know what we don't know.
And be on your way. We'll keep informed.
Okay. Just a quick thing. Because of the miscommunication about this, here you go. I hand over a platinum
I
piece.
said, don't get the money.
I feel rude.
Don't feel rude. Just leave. You don't have to give people money. You don't have to pity them.
She takes the
I-
platinum piece.
Oh, don't take his pity.
Your charity
money.
is appreciated. She nods, and you watch as the elf individual unlocks the door. Wes opens it up. Goes back to sitting back at his seat.
See,
I could.
I
I
really
just
want-
wanted known I could rip the answers from your brain. I'm not going to. Like,
Jesus.
Oh my god, shut up, Elsyan.
with your
I'm just
stupid
dragging
title.
Elsyan by the collar at this point.
I could melt your minds.
Oh,
as
sure
as
you
he's not
could.
resisting being dragged out. Sasha, you've seen me do it to people. Literally, actually do it. Come on.
Those were goblins.
They're not goblins. That was ages ago. Come on, man.
Fine, goblins and rat people. Ooh, big whoop.
Well, they've got. That was.
I killed a skeleton army for shits and giggles. Come on.
And then
It
made
just
them
is-
all
All kill the
Go
skeleton
for it,
army
yeah.
for shits and giggles.
And then
We
make them
have. It's
fight
not
each other.
normal for normal people. Elsyan
Well-
is by this time we are in the street and I'm still being dragged and
Yeah.
Elsyan is just shouting this loudly.
Yeah. As you're wandering down the street, shouting this proudly, the rest of the party's going with.
If anyone looks as funny as I'm just miming glug 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 glug.
Are you
Hey,
heading?
I'm not an alcoholic. Stop
are
dragging
you
me.
heading back to the
Okay, let
tavern,
him go.
or are you exploring town first?
What's the time?
Right now, it's
How close
about
are we
half,
to the?
it's about 1:30, so you've got about 5 hours.
I
I'm
want to
gonna.
explore.
Yeah. I'm
Is
gonna
anyone
explore-
else feeling like
we're
we're
still
like a
up?
sweat?
Something.
What are we doing in 5 hours?
Up to you.
Drank.
It's up to us.
In 5 hours, we plan
Oh,
on
good.
having a drinking competition thing. But in that 5 hours, I'm gonna see, or in that space, I'm gonna see if I can find a psychic or something, or a fortune teller.
Why didn't we ask them where we could find a
Or a
psychic?
divination wizard. Because
Turn
we're
around.
idiots.
Because
Turn around. Let's go back.
because we might be able to actually get good information from them, and we need to
Oh, please. They like. Come on. What could they give us?
know. Who
like,
knows? We
Maybe
don't
they
know
a
anything
location
about
of
them.
a white dragon's nest or lair.
Okay, the
but
only
they
information we
couldn't
have of them is that Kern mentioned one of them, and they then gave us a note. There's no real actual information here that we know that they're reliable.
True.
It's just, quite frankly, I don't tend to trust people that just say, "Hey, we've got information for you." And then give us a limited number of questions when they offer it in the first place.
Have you ever heard how
Just-
genies work?
It's
What?
How what?
Genies work?
Okay, genies are a different matter. That is you approaching them first. Granted, you don't know you're approaching them, but you are approaching them first.
What's the purpose?
They
of
approached
the
us with the
actual way?
letter.
We did the same thing.
No, they gave a... We just
It's
said, hey,
probably
Bern
because
mentioned you, just to let you know. He
Exactly.
said that that would be a good thing. And that's all we knew. And then they gave us a little letter. And I am not being unreasonable here for once in my life.
it's probably because of who sent us to it.
Possibly, probably, I get that. Just still, they just look like a bunch of random thieves that think they know more than they actually do.
Then let's test them.
I mean, let's be honest. Aren't we a bunch of thieves that
Okay,
know more
we
than
do
we
know
actually do?
things. We do. Yes, we know how to actually get the information ourselves without relying on the random yokels of this town. God, I'm being rude.
I'm
Yes.
just saying,
Right,
there is
by
a
the
distinct
mask I'm
possibility
being-
they might be competent.
Oh, please. We're barely competent, and we're the most competent people we know.
Queglod's
worrying.
competent.
Okay,
Yes, Queglod
okay,
is.
that was unfair, Sasha. You know you're not allowed to bring Queglod into the conversation about competency.
By the
But
way,
yeah,
I grabbed the bottle of barley wine before
Yeah,
we
yeah,
left.
yeah.
I'm
You
making
had
that.
your bottle of barley once with you still.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But yes, I plan to explore around.
I don't think we had the chance to actually drink any of it, so I'm just sort of carrying a full fucking bottle.
Drank some of it while you were there talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've recorked it at least then.
Alright. So yeah, my plan is to find either a divination wizard or something along them lines.
So you're exploring
Like a
town.
fortune teller.
Yeah.
Exploring-
At some point, I
Or
want,
a psychic fortune-telling divination wizard.
Okay, going down the list. So Rook, you said exploring town. Bern?
at some point, I want Malcolm to help me go find my slimes.
we have to wait.
Yeah, we
That's
can't
fine.
until after the festival.
That's fine. Wait, why after the festival?
The guard
That's
said,
what
I
they
think,
said.
or something.
What was his name again?
Oh,
The forest
can't.
is off limits.
God.
Yes, the forest is off limits. Okay.
Is there a reason or?
Because of what we did. Well, because of the forest.
We
that was-
fucked everything up in the good way, but still in a terrible way.
Because the forest returned to normal, they're making sure things are okay. And
Right.
Can I go at least tell them that if they find slimes, to not kill them?
We did
Well,
say that, I think.
No, you
believe-
didn't, because you know that slimes are Slimes are natural-born feral creatures that are kill on sight because they don't
Oh,
have
penis.
they don't have a sense of morality or like that. Like Genatulus Cube is a slime, so
Yeah. Ah, well. Sorry. I don't really think we're going to be able to convince them to not moider them.
Hopefully they'll stay
we
in the ruins because they're
probably-
only checking the trees, not the ruins.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
so. Bern, what were you doing during this time then?
What's everyone else doing?
Okay.
I'm exploring because I want to find a psychic of some sort.
Rook's exploring. Malcolm, you were exploring as well. You said.
yes,
I was going to look to see if there was any sort of fights I could take part in or something.
Okay. There is the arena tournament that will be on the second day, but it's a 3-person team, so you and 2 others.
Yeah.
And it will be just a beating up of monsters.
I mean, if anyone wants to join,
I mean, I wanted to do that.
yeah,
I
I'm-
will join.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'll place bets on you guys losing.
Okay.
Wait, so who's betting?
Who
I
wants
definitely want to.
It's a max of 3.
I
so-
want to.
We could go in 2 teams.
That probably would be how it'd be because there's more than 3 of us already.
That is, yeah, that is a possibility.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, is there
Fair enough.
Nice.
What was
Is
that?
there-
Yeah, I'm down.
is there anybody else that wants to besides for me, Bern,
I'll do it.
Sasha?
I'm
Well, if
I'm
you're
down
forming
for
2
that.
teams,
All-
I assume
all-
the whole
I think
party
all
will.
of us are down for it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're all up for
Yeah.
it.
We're all down for just murdering some easy mobs. quite
One of
frankly.
us is gonna have to stand out, though, isn't it?
No,
There's
there's
6 of you.
6 of us.
2
Six?
teams of 3.
No, I just can't count them.
Bern, did death addle your brain?
Did he's got a -3 to everything.
It literally did.
I know. I realised as I said it, it literally did. I didn't want to admit that fact to myself until you guys mentioned it.
So, in the meantime, Sasha, while you go have a look for that and you register your 2 teams. So, Sasha, I will leave you to decide who goes on what team. You can tell me out of character so nobody else knows.
Okay. Also, bear in mind you can also put down what names you want on there. Just
Also,
say.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Queglod, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna regret that.
I will need to have a conversation
I don't
with
know really.
Jamie
I
about
guess,
that.
yeah, I guess explore
Okay.
Fine.
as well. I don't have any particular
Okay.
what to look around for in mind.
And
but-
Elsyan?
Oh. Just wandering about the city, having a look at what wares are on sale, trying to get ideas for his new smithing brain.
Okay. So
That's just how else he
Sasha's-
says it in his brain head, so he sounds really different.
So Sasha's doing the only thing which is very specific. So Sasha will wander off on her own. Do any of you want to wander around in groups? Part of this?
Go around with Rook.
Yeah.
What was Queglod doing again?
Wandering as well.
I'm wondering, so
Yeah.
I can group if you want. I want to try and actually get an idea of what's going on, sort of around the local area.
Yeah.
So I might circle back and look at the quest board that we found earlier.
Okay.
Elsyn's down for that. If you don't mind Elsyn's company.
No,
Not all
that's
that
fine.
bad, I promise.
And Malcolm, did you want to travel with anybody?
I guess I'll go.
Family being annoying. Ooh, okay. So, seeing as Sasha, you're going on your own, I'll roll your D100 now. Given you're doing something specific, you will not get a reroll.
Okay.
Everybody else, I would like you to roll me your D100. You may re-roll it if you wish. For Sasha, that is a 59.
Ah, only 10 more and it would have been perfect.
30.
You may re-roll if you wish. Lower is worse. Just keep.
You roll.
15.
Is
That is a
re-roll?
92. I'm keeping 92. Yeah, that is
82 on me.
Wait, sorry, why is me doing something specific mean I get worse? I get only 1 roll? I'm confused.
Oh, I already have one. Okay.
Nah,
never mind.
I am very
It means you've got less time to explore.
Okay, I am confuddled, but
I
okay.
mean, you got 59.
87.
59. It is a very average but not bad score.
Okay, so
Harlan. 10 more, man. That's all you need.
yeah.
I know. It hurts
So-
so much.
Sam, I believe you got the highest with 92.
92.
Please tell me 69 would have been a brothel.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so next below 92.
82.
80, I got 87.
Ooh.
Okay. You two are in separate groups, right?
Those
Yeah.
two are.
Me and Bern, yeah.
Okay, so you two will discover the same thing because that is a compatible one.
Nice.
Next. 73
I think it's safe to say Rook's not going to discover
is
shit.
Sudz, and Rook, you got a 15.
Yeah.
Okay, you used your reroll.
I used my reroll. Yeah, should have stuck with 49.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta gamble sometimes.
And
Yeah.
Sasha, you got that. Okay. So,
39.
seeing as Sam, the one you got is incompatible, do you wish to go up or down?
Up.
And Sam, you're travelling with Queglod, aren't you?
Yup.
Okay. Next session, I will be describing exactly what happens. As our party splits
Wonderful.
off, going to various locations around town, they discover a variety of things. And so we will investigate that next session, which will be next week. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Alright, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.